Hey, what's Courtney's last name?
Courtney's last name is Cox. Hi, my name is Tiffany Foreman, and we are here at our November team meeting, and this is the teams of Laura Robertson, Amy Johnson, and Tiffany Foreman. So first up is, of course, eating, because that's what we love to do. So I'm going to show all of those watching the recording and here with us live what recipes we have brought together tonight. The theme for tonight's recipes were power tools. So there is a lot of rock crocks and deep cover bakers in there. So I'm going to take you guys in there so you can see. Try not to, let's do this. Let me flip around. All right, so here we go. Don't get too dizzy watching. All right. Look at Casey. She's going live over there in the corner. So we've got, let's see. I had some little cards on here for people to write what they brought, but I think my cat might have. All right, so we have chocolate covered strawberry cake. Ooh, look at that. All right, and then this is chocolate chip something. Chocolate chip muffin cake. So we've got dessert time too. And then this is.
It's the rush hour fajitas.
Rush hour fajitas.
With just yellow peppers, because that's what I have.
Okay, we yellow peppers.
Did you put that in the microwave?
Because you're pampered, not perfect.
And this goes with it? Okay.
And then artichoke chicken pasta.
That looks amazing.
That looks delicious.
All right, what's another baker over there?
My beautiful chicken.
Look at that.
It's the first time I've ever cooked a whole chicken and in the microwave. I love it.
You've never cooked all
There we go, juicy 30-minute chicken.
No,
This was the whole reason the baker came out. Laura and I are probably the only ones, Amy was probably around then too, that when they brought out the deep covered baker, the whole thing was making a chicken. That you could do a 3 or 4 pound roaster in the deep covered baker in 30 minutes. And look at all the juice down there.
30 minutes, and I made that in the microwave.
That's beautiful. So
And
what
all
kind of
it was-
seasonings did you put on
So
there?
that's just thyme, paprika, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and flour. That's
Some
it.
nice, just
Did you use the recipe that Pamper Chef gives?
I used Paper Chef's recipe, and I just put it in the microwave for 30 minutes.
beautiful.
That recipe with the paprika makes it look almost like it was roasted in the oven.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Oh,
the
it's so
secret.
good. I can't wait to dive into that. So,
Next
all right,
door
just want to share this with
appetizing
y'all.
That's awesome. All right, so we are going to
live at team meeting.
hashtag first to do and tell of the new month. All right, so you ladies grab a plate. They're right behind you. Ladies joining us from afar, I'm really smart. Sorry, you can't smell this goodness right now.
Sorry, Courtney.
All right, so here is the Rice Cooker Plus. I recently got a question about how to use this. I had a customer who said it's been sitting up in her cabinet. So the trick is with the Rice Cooker Plus, you're going to use 1 cup of rice to 2 cups of liquid. So Stacy, did you use water?
Yes.
All right, so you can use water, and that was just white rice?
Yep.
And how many minutes?
I did it the way it said on the package.
Which is?
5 minutes on high and then 15 minutes at 50%.
All right, so she is a good listener. She does it like the recipe says. I, however, am a bad listener and just do 12 minutes all the same temperature. I don't even know how to change my microwave setting. So I also, a lot of times will cook it in chicken broth or miso soup. Gives it a really nice flavor too. So beautiful spread, ladies. I feel like we're having like Thanksgiving dinner with chicken and pasta and rice and 2 kinds of desserts. Look at that. All right, go ahead, dig in, y'all. Plates are over here, forks, napkins, hand sanitizer. Courtney's rubbing the little bit of drool off of her face because she's like, that looks good.
No. I wish I made it a little bit lower or something. Sometimes I love it.
Lower down here?
Well, sometimes I like when I'm holding it.
Oh,
this
come on,
way,
and somebody's hands are
I
full.
wish I had it.
Come on in.
Okay, gotcha.
Mia, grab one more red hot pad for me.
When you do your live
Oh,
videos, do you use the stand?
I do understand.
Sorry, I'm not getting away with the stand.
All right, what is that? Is that more kale soup?
Super hot is all I know is what she said because it burned.
That looks good.
There you go. Well, she brought a hot pad, so we're good. I'm sorry.
If you brought food, please fill this out. Cooking for
Sure.
folks. Because
Oh,
they
bowls,
want to-
yes. Bowls would be great because yours are easier to find than mine are. So yeah, there. What kind of soup, Alexis? It is the kale soup. Okay.
That soup would be
There we
perfect
go.
for us right now.
Look
It
at
is
that.
like 40 degrees here.
Say that one more time.
I've never made it before. I like it. Like you're.
I said that soup would be perfect for here right now because it's like 40 degrees outside and raining.
Is that Courtney?
Yes.
Ew.
It's kind of like gotten chillier here too. I don't know exactly what the temperature is, but
Hey guys,
It is so cold.
because I'm freezing.
where are you, Laura?
In Minot, North Dakota.
North Dakota.
I couldn't get my.
Yeah. So I brought food to you guys.
Let me
can't-
see.
Maybe like there's green stuff.
There it is.
Tell us what it is, Laura.
It's like a chicken taco burrito thingy that my husband likes to eat.
Awesome.
It's super easy to make though.
Laura's doing a burrito at her house right now.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. Courtney
That's
still
all I
looks
wanted to tell
sad.
you
There's
guys.
no food
I'm gonna go
right
hide
there
now.
for her.
Do you need an ice cube on your booth? A cube on the booth? Maybe.
All right, so once you get your plate, let's go into the den. All right, so when you come into our team meeting, I'll take a quick little tour. Over here by Amy is where we do our name tag table. So that's where you'll see people wearing their name tags and they've got all that fun stuff. And then we also have over this way is our stats table. So they filled out their monthly stats. Laura, Amy will probably do yours. Casey did Courtney's. And then your due and tell tickets are right there too. So Laura, you may need to text Amy your due and tell tickets since you're joining us via Zoom. And she'll do your green tickets for that. And so then everybody's stats cards over there ready to go. And then we come in here and go ahead, Kristen. We've got our BHAG board. So you've got your regular monthly goal along with your big, hairy, audacious goal. So like, for example, there's Hannah's. Her regular goal is to have $200 in sales a month. Her BHAG is 1,000. So then this is like a potty chart. For those of you who have had children, you get a sticker for every time you accomplish the goal. So look at all those stickers. All right, and then we're gonna come on this way. I'm gonna try not to make you guys too dizzy. There's our Help Whip Cancer goal sheet. So we'll be updating that to see how many people met their goal, exceeded their goal, and what our total was. There's our team board with everybody's color-coded stars for meaning different things. And then everybody's slowly coming in. So I'm gonna turn you around again so that we'll do this way.
Search do and tell with the hashtag.
All right, Mia like put this thing like way up high.
What was the date?
The last meeting was October 3rd through Sunday, which was the 5th. I'm sorry, a lot has happened in my brain between my 2 ears in the past like 5 days, so I don't remember. All right, so and I put my agenda somewhere.
Was that?
All right, so first up, I'm gonna hand out.
I'm just putting it in there. I'm gonna take one blue ticket, rip it in half.
Oh, I'm sorry, we didn't explain that.
Sorry.
The green tickets are the only ones that I have like double. The other ones you just rip in half because they have numbers on both sides. All right, so here is your note sheet.
Thank you.
If you so desire, you may use a note sheet or you may use your own notebook. I know I saw Gia has her binder, so she can hole punch this with this right in her binder. This is just a generic note sheet we use for the team meetings. Typically, we have 3 trainings every meeting. They're not always in the same order. Then we have announcements, recognition, and whatever your takeaway is. So, like, you know, like when we're doing the 6 weeks of success, like what you learned from it and like what you're going to start doing. So you can just keep notes this way. I should send this to you guys before the meeting starts, but I'm a bad person when it comes to remembering things like that. All right, so first up, for training number 1 tonight, we're going to be talking about selling and bookings. So I recently went to a training up in Pennsylvania. You guys definitely, we need a car full next year to go in October because the trainings are just, even though it's a 7-hour drive up there, it is so worth it. We do a half night on like a half 2-3 hours Friday, and then we do a full day on Saturday, and then another half day on Sunday, and we turn around and come back. So
Are they gonna do it in April?
in April, it will be team leader and above, like it was last April. So as long as you have ever added to your team, you will be invited. Depending on the timing of that will depend on who's able to go and all that sorts of fun stuff. But the speaker that was there, her name is Frielle Yan, and she was like Pampered Chef first person ever to exceed $1 million. She basically invented Pampered Chef host coaching. Pampered Chef came to her home at some point in time back when she first started and said, "Can we follow you around for the week?" And one thing that they were like, well, she's like, well, okay, so it's whatever time I need to go to my office. Like, your office? What are you doing in your office? And she's like, well, I need to coach my host. And they're like, coach your host? What's that? She's like, well, you don't want surprises when you get there, do you? And so this home office person was like, oh my gosh, so she basically invented the host coaching that has morphed into what we have today. So she has sold $3.4 million in Pampered Chef in her career. This past year, she has had a spinal fusion. She was in like a car accident. Like, she had all these health issues. Other consultants are going with her to shows and actually carrying in her stuff for her. I have been there and done that. But she was sharing with us some of the things that she does. So when it comes to selling collections, she focuses on things that kind of naturally go together. And when she does her show, in like her, so say she's standing at the table like this or wherever the space is. Also, she shutters at station style shows. So she does all the shows herself. She can't relinquish that control. She's trained in culinary. So she does like a semicircle of the products that she's going to use in her show, and then over to the side or maybe a table over there, she does collections of things. So like right now, she'd be putting together like the baking stuff, like the new pans and all that kind of stuff together. So to show them the idea, and there was a name for that, and because I can't pull up my Evernote. Thank you.
But
yes.
that's when you like already measure your butter and already measure your
No, that
fries.
means that's not it. There was something else that another Frenchy sounding word. I can't remember what it was. But she groups those stuff together. Also on her table, she groups things together. So if you're used to doing station style shows, it kind of does that for you anyway. Like if you're gonna put a cutting mat down, you're usually having a knife right down next to it. So you group things together. So people will naturally see, okay, a cutting mat goes with a knife, or like, that kind of stuff goes together. Like when I do my station number 1, which is almost always grill pan at my shows, it's the grill pan, the grill press, the grill scraper, the professional shears, who like to clean up the chicken before I do it, the closing cut that Amy showed me how to use with chicken, the 7-inch knife, the batter bowl, and then the salad choppers, and of course the tongs flip it. So all of that is kind of like a collection you would need to grill chicken at home. So one of the collections that she touched on that I was thinking, oh my gosh, I need to start adding this into my show, is with cookware. For a while now, we have been incorporating the grill pan into our cooking shows, and that just seems very natural for me. I feel weird now if I don't take a grill pan with me to my show. So what I've incorporated now is, if you saw my post about that recipe, the Tuscan chicken pasta, Alexis, didn't you enjoy it? Laura, you've had it, right?
I did. I made it at my show and I made it at home.
So it is really, really good. Is she used the all-purpose pot? And we were like, so she asked, how many of you, and I'm going to ask you guys, how many of you own the all-purpose pot yet?
No.
Okay, so there's 3 of us in the room, which we probably earned it or got it soon after it came out. When I first saw this, I was thinking, well, I barely use my 8-quart stock pot, right? Like, I know it came with the cookware, but I rarely use it. And so it kind of like sat in my cabinet. One night I came home. My husband was, I had already instructed him that we had broccoli that needed to be used, steamed broccoli for whatever else we were making for dinner. And he had this big old pot out. And I'm like, oh my God, why did he get that big old pot out to steam the broccoli? And what I realized is when I walked up on it, underneath, he had the corn boiling underneath. Okay, so a couple months ago, we did the recipe that Laura led the demo on, right? And we did the meatballs in the top and the pasta in the bottom. to show the versatility of having a one pot all-purpose pot. So in the catalog, you can get it as a set like this, or you can get it minus the steamer and just get it with the pot and the lid. One thing I realized the other day is I had a customer who had the 12-inch family skillet, and she did not have the lid, but then she ended up buying this, and now she has a lid that fits the 12-inch family skillet and this. They go to either one. I actually don't even know if this is the one that came with the 12-inch or the all-purpose pot because they get intermingled in my cabinet. All right, a couple things about this that you may need to incorporate into your cookware spiel is riveted handles. So all of our cookware has riveted handles, which means after years of use, you'll never need a screwdriver to screw your handles in after all that. My daughter also recently dressed up as Rosie the Riveter, so I had to kind of look up that poster, and like, you know, that's the whole thing, is she was riveting metal together, you know, and she was doing a man's work. All right, so the nonstick coating is on the inside and on the out, and then they also made it have a flared rim so that when you pour out of it, it actually goes straight down where you need it to go and not down the back side. Have you ever had a pot do that? Yes, and you made a mess? I used to get in trouble for that when I was a kid. Okay, so those are some of the features. Now, when they redesigned our cookware going on probably 10 years ago, and they went from the professional, which is lifetime guarantee, to the executive, some things they changed is the sides are now thinner and the bottom is thicker. They actually fashioned that after my waistline, so that, I'm just joking, because the heat conducts faster on the bottom and then goes up the sides. Now, one thing I did at my show the other day is I actually put ice in this cookware and put it on the table while I was talking to let them see the ice trick. If you guys haven't been around when we've done the ice trick before, you just put the ice down in the pot, you let it sit there, and it will start to melt without even putting it near a heat source. So same thing if you have frozen chicken, frozen like a meal in a bag that you've like, you know, done the freezer meal workshops and you've gone to freeze it. Same thing, when you put it in the pot, it starts to defrost it without turning it on into heat. So, you know, there's times I'd come home and I'm like, crap, I forgot to defrost my sausage to put in dinner. Well, I can't use that excuse when I can put it inside a piece of cookware. Anytime I go to Amy's house, she's got the grill pan sitting on the stovetop with something defrosting. It's usually deer meat or something, but it's usually sitting there defrosting on there. And it's good to use a pot that has the sides because in case it leaks, it all is right there. So another thing Frielle said is with her having these surgeries recently, her husband, now she is a trained chef, right? And she has a lot of control issues. So her husband says, I will make you eggs. And she was like, oh gosh. So she gets up from bed and she follows him to the kitchen, and Louie had out this pot. And she says, what are you going to make in that? And he goes, well, I'm going to make our eggs. How many eggs are you making? And he just said 4. And she goes, why are you using that pot? And she said, but when I stir it, it doesn't fall out. Like if you've ever been doing that and you've gotten going and on the, you know, flat top, so, or down in the, like Amy's got gas, so it goes down in the stuff. I remember a long time ago, my director told me never take something, especially at a show, off of somebody's flat top and like throw it back in the bowl, or like I do that at home, right? Yeah. Because this is what I do. But don't do it at a show because if they've recently cleaned it and that cleaner is on there,
Yeah, or
you
if
know,
they haven't cleaned it.
or they haven't cleaned it and it's like last year's barbecue sauce, you know. So what he said, and so she was like, oh my gosh, you just taught me something because you are cooking the eggs in here. So the other day I did a breakfast ring at the show. Whenever I do a Saturday morning show, you get the choice of either a breakfast ring or the really old ham and cheese brunch squares, Casey. I'm still circulating the picture that I took at the very first show Casey had like 6 years ago when I did it, and it was beautiful. But I went ahead and scrambled the
tablecloth was on point.
It was black and white, and it really just made the tomatoes just pop. I did all the eggs in here. Now I usually take my 12-inch skillet, but she told me that there were guys coming and that they all really like to cook. So I thought, I'm going to switch this up a bit. I'm going to take the all-purpose pot. And so I went ahead and did the 12 eggs in here. And then as that recipe, as you cook the eggs, you add sour cream, you add the cheese, you add the sausage, and it all kind of intermingles in here. And it was so nice to have all this extra space. So in comparison to a stock pot, it is wider because a stock pot is, what do you think, about 10 inches wide? This is 12. Yeah. And ladies, we know 2 inches makes a huge difference. So cover your ears. So that's why I like this. Now this is like 7.5 quarts versus 8. So it's just a little bit, you know, what is that, 4 cups? What's a quart? 4 cups?
Yeah.
4 cups difference. It's not a real big thing, but I think it's so much more versatile than the 8 quart stock pot. Yes, are we doing halves? Okay. So we have a 5th grader over here who could do some math if we needed to.
You had it right.
Okay. So also, if you've ever noticed, if you like, whenever you're trying to sell cookware too, one thing about our lids is you can see what's going on inside, and you don't have to lift the lid up to like see, you know, like my mom used to have all metal lids. You had to lift it up to see what was going on in there, so you can see what's going on. I recently, my family's been on a kick of baked potato soup, and I simple slice the potatoes right into the pot. I pour the water on and I put it on the stove top. Then I drain all the potatoes out and I make the soup right in here. So it's all one purpose. The other night for not Thanksgiving, what's the other holiday? Halloween, I ground the sausage, drained the sausage out, I actually boiled the water, put the noodles in, let the noodles out, did the sausage, after that was done cooking, added my sauce, added my noodles back, added my cheese back, mix that all together, put some more cheese on top, and made a pasta, a spaghetti bake or whatever, and just put it right back in the oven. So I love that you can do so much with this. The first night I did this at a show, it was a show I had myself. It was like a mystery host show. I got 3 orders that night. The 2 people that ordered, both of them walked away with one of these. One person I had never met before. She lives in the neighborhood down the street, saw my post about it, and just showed up. So she was like, fell so in love with this, she bought it right off the bat. So I think if you haven't gotten one, you need to host a show to get one yourself, either at half price, or if somebody doesn't have a past hostess or doesn't use their half price current items, there's a way you can finagle that to get so that you can get one of these at half price. Recently my mom has been over, and so she's like, what is that pot you're using? And I was like, oh yeah, that's a new all-purpose pot. Well, when my kids were small and she babysat for me, we bartered childcare and pamper cookware, childcare for cookware, or cash, depending on the week. And she's like, I never got that when I watched your kids. I'm like, it wasn't out when you watched my kids. So now I'm thinking, okay, now I need to have a show and put it on their half price, because the pot with the lid is what, $189? Then you add the steamer and it makes it $297. So this and the steamer is $297. This is a $300 purchase. So to somebody buy this outright, raised my show with only having 3 people there and 1 bought this. This was awesome. Now, in conjunction with the recipe that I was doing with the eggs, I do station style. So station number 2 was doing the sausage and the rock crock. So a lot of y'all brought rock crocks tonight. So yes, it is a lot to carry this and the rock crock to a show. I have a collapsible crate that I use from Sam's Club, and they do both fit in there. I can get them both in there. So that, yes, it looks kind of awkward carrying all that in. However, I sold 3 rock crocks while I was there. And what we did is we did the sausage in the microwave, and I let a guy man the microwave with a mix and chop. And the joke was he knows how to handle a sausage. So he handled that while we were doing the eggs somewhere else. But bringing the power tools, I think, is a huge thing in your show. I learned that this very on in my business is never let the host control the recipe. One of the first shows I did, the hostess ended up picking barbecue chicken pizza. Does that sound right?
Yeah, probably.
And my upline had to snail mail me the recipe because we didn't have the search engine that we had now. I didn't have a fax machine. She didn't know how to scan it into email. She mailed it to me. I got there and did the show. It showed like 3 products, like a batter bowl, a stone, and the measure all cup. And I'm like,
everybody already had those.
And they already had those. Those are the things that everybody has. You've got to incorporate, out of all of us, there was only 3 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people that own it. So only a third of the people own this. So if you're taking tools they haven't seen before, because what happens is even though you have those beautiful little collections set up, right? They're like, got it. I've got the garlic press. I've got the mini food processor. I've got the batter bowl. So show them something they have not seen. All right. And then those of you who are virtual, you just got to get one so that you can virtually show it too. So I did take a picture of my pasta as I did the other night, every single step. So I did 12 photos of it all for the night we went trick-or-treating to show them the versatility of this. But after coming back from the retreat, I was like, I definitely need to use this more. And with that recipe that she's doing, now I did my chicken in the grill pan. So it's called Tuscan chicken. spaghetti. Look at that on our team page, and you can see both my picture and the steps. But she takes her chicken, and after she fillets it with the closing cut, and I tell everybody at my show, I thought that was the stupidest tool until I used it for chicken. So I love it. You know, once Amy showed me how she did that, that was really nice. Frielle takes the chicken, and then she almost juliennes it. So it's in little teeny strips like this, and she boils it in with the pasta, in with the broth, and all the other flavors. So I just wanted to incorporate my grill pan. I feel lost without it, and I needed a third station. So that's why I went ahead and did my chicken that way as opposed to putting it in here. But she really did a one-pot meal. She did everything right in here. So you can definitely do the same thing. And it is super good, super easy. Alexis came over and had leftovers with me. My kids ate it. You've had it at your house and your family loved it. How did you do your bacon at a show?
I did it on the half sheet pan
Oh.
with 2 layers. So parchment paper on the bottom.
Yes.
So easy cleanup for the sheet pan. And then a second layer of parchment paper with the second half of the bacon.
So wait, you did like a lasagna, parchment paper bacon, parchment paper bacon?
I've never done that.
Wow.
Yeah, you don't want to, I mean.
Amy's like gonna need a cigarette.
My
in a
life's been a
second.
lie.
Well, you can't get a whole pound of bacon on one pan in one layer without it covering each other up. And then it sticks together if it's, you know, laying against itself.
Yes.
So yeah, so you need to do the layer of parchment paper in between.
And you don't have to worry, I've never
And
thought about
now,
that.
you do have to allow more time, like
Okay.
Yeah.
experiment at home with that.
Yeah.
Because
Amy's gonna do that tomorrow.
when I did it at home, I used my bar pan and the sheet pan.
Right, right.
But I literally incinerated the bacon because I have a convection oven and I put it on 400 and I was at my desk when the timer went off and I was like,
Oh, we'll
yeah.
get it in a minute.
I ignored it and then when I came back it was like
Yeah.
totally burned.
There's
But
a
at the
fine line with
show,
bacon.
I did it at like 375 without convecting.
Yes.
And I thought it was only going to take 20 minutes, but it took from the time I started it before the show started till the time the pasta was ready. It was perfect.
Perfect.
So
Double layer.
Now I did the show also. I did the same recipe also Friday night, and with the bacon I used my large bar pan. Again, everybody has it, so I like the idea of using the sheet pan, one of the sizes, and showing
the
them that.
large sheet pan, you could still do it because I had extra space on the half sheet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doubling it on the half sheet, you had space.
Right.
All right. So if I took the large or the
sheet pan.
half, the new half,
That's what I used was the new half.
the new half. Okay.
But
You had plenty of
you
space.
could do it on the large is what I'm saying.
Okay.
While we're talking about bacon, has it? Because I always do it in my bar pan. Has anybody ever done it on their grill pan in the oven?
Yes.
Okay. I
You
thought
saw my
had.
picture.
Could you
That
do
must
it
be
on the
worse.
grill pan with the grill press?
You in the oven. You don't need the grill
You really
press.
don't need the grill press.
But I'm thinking, you know,
On the stove,
you know how you go sometimes to restaurants and it's all nice and pretty.
And they have the
flat,
ring-
and it's just
But it's
nice.
flat when you do it in the
It's
oven.
flat when you do it in the oven.
It is.
You want the ripples in it?
I don't know what I want. I just didn't know.
She doesn't know. She just wants bacon.
Okay.
So Mia's birthday party was in between these two
That's where,
events,
okay.
and because I had 7 little girls and a tween age, whatever he is, son, I did 2 pounds.
Because he eats one by himself.
He ate one
We
by
don't want to
himself.
hear you.
So I did one on my bar pan and one on my double burner grill pan and put them both in the oven at the same time. And I think just out of habit, I went
Yeah.
like that. Probably about 20 minutes in. Now at my show on Friday night, I started the bacon, I turned it on, and then I just turned it off and just let it sit there. Well, then I also forgot that my pasta was boiling. And remember when Alexis, when you and I had the pasta, it was really liquidy. When I did the pasta the other night, because I forgot about it, it boiled off almost all of the broth. Like it was very sticky, like, which they totally thought it was fine, but I wanted it to have more liquid, so I goofed up, but they didn't complain. I mean, it still tasted fine. And so basically what I did is because I wanted to get through my booking slide and my recruiting game, that then I took them both out of the oven at the same time. Now, one thing I did do is I took my bacon and I always put it on a paper towel and then I put another piece of paper towel on top. Then I took my mix and chop and went like that through the paper towel. Because I'd already, my kitchen shear, my salad choppers and my shears had already been used because they were in my dirty bucket already, and I was like,
Yeah.
so I grabbed those and just, because it's stiff, it's not like, it can crunch, so it was fine. So, anybody have any questions about the all-purpose pot? Are you going home to buy one?
Do you remember why we decided to talk about the all-purpose pot?
Because in December, your host can get any one item at 60% off. So if you show it in November, create the desire for December. Or if you do a video in November to create a desire for December. So that is, whatever you really want to share and push for December, start showing it now. And that's really the strategy, if you even want to use that word, the marketing behind it, is whatever's on special in a month, you show in the current month. So with anything at 60% off in December, you can show anything you want in December to create the desire. Big dollar items, okay?
Yeah, but
Power
know those
tools.
numbers too, because $195.50 at 60% off is only $78.
No.
That's
Okay.
a huge savings.
So what's $297?
$118.80.
$118.80 for the whole set.
I was like, no. Oh wait, yeah.
So $118. That's a trip to Target.
Also, didn't it say online that it says
In the catalog it says.
Okay, so in the catalog it says
why
why supplies last. So that's why we were at the training we were at. We were like, oh my gosh, what if we create a revolution and then they run out? So we're hoping that we create the desire for the pot for them to replenish the pot.
That pot is a.
This pot is why
It says
supplies
in the catalog,
last.
yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
No.
And that's a slash price because last season it was $230 for the pot alone.
So they reduced it by $30.
Yeah.
Roughly. So that's why Friel was like, hopefully if we could get the sales up before the next catalog comes out. Usually when the supplies last is usually like the supplier, there's an issue with a supplier or the manufacturing materials. So hopefully, I think for this, it's just the sales numbers. They're just not there. So
Couldn't you use it to promote? You want to get this pot before it's
Yes.
not available.
Yes.
Right, yeah, because we
And
don't
before it's
know.
not-
So
We
you
don't
talk
know.
about that.
we don't know what the count is. We don't know how many years left.
This is all the supplies last.
Yes.
Right.
So same thing with that roasting pan. Remember the roasting pan was on the outlet and we were like, oh my God, where's Liz?
Yeah.
So also in January, what's a special in January? Double free. So you have $1,000 party, you get this for free and then some. Because you get $430 and free, $300 can go towards this. You'd only need a $700 party to get this for free. Because 140 times 2 is $280. You'd be right there. You'd pay like less than $20 for this
And
pot.
from a marketing standpoint, when you throw in numbers, I would be more likely to throw the numbers of the pot alone out there.
Yes.
Show the combo, but talk about that because going from almost $200 to under $100 sounds way bigger.
It's like that
Even
whole
the same amount,
99-cent
Yep.
thing. It's just all up here.
So if you get them interested, then you can work them up to whether or not they want the steamer, like whatever. But that's a really huge boom.
Well, I think we had talked about because I want that for myself. I'm not paying full price for it. I want to get it 60% off. So I was going to do we were talking about Black Friday
sale, girl, turn it into December.
So,
Black
yes.
Friday, December.
You can collect orders now and submit them on 12/1. So make it a December party, but you're collecting the orders now.
Start December 1st and December 1st.
You
they can
submit
put
it
the
first.
orders
There has been a time in my life where I waited until midnight to hit submit on a show because it was July and I needed it to go in August 1 for whatever it was. But the only thing is I needed this stuff by like August 7th.
Right.
And I was like, please get shipped. Please get shipped.
Yes.
So, that back then we had so much more percentage submitted on the last 2 days of the month.
Yes.
From what I know now, it's 40%
Because of direct
because of direct ship and, people forcing it to go
Oh,
green
yeah.
by 15.
It used to be days sometimes if you turned in a show at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Before your order got shipped. Now it's usually only a couple
Before
of
you
days.
even
Yes.
got the confirmation, you were like, did it go? Did it go?
Yes. So definitely I'm like totally more in love with this pot right now. And I got asked recently the question, like, if your house is burning down, what would you grab? And I'm like, well, they're not cockroach survived. So I don't know, like maybe my all-purpose pot and salad choppers to the stone. Like I was like, actually my bag is already packed. I'd grab the whole
There you
bag
go.
and walk out. They're like, you would grab your kids? I'm like, they know how to get out. They're fine, they're big. I got big kids now.
I use that pot all the time, and I have to say, the beginning of last month, I made 35 pounds of taco meat in that pot.
Literally.
Alone.
Because she had to do a Boy Scout
Yes.
thing. So she had to make
And
all that
then
meat.
the weekend before last, I made 20 pounds of hot dog chili in that pot and my roasting pan because it finally dawned on me I could do that.
Oh, yeah.
But all those one-pot meals that are 12-inch skillet are right there. It's so
You
much
just got
better.
more room to move it around.
Yeah.
It's the
So
same
much better.
diameter.
So much better.
So, I mean, and we're technically right now we're a family of 3 because Jim's not here a lot. So if I make it, and that gives us leftovers for 2 and 3 days, which they will eat. Or if Alexis comes by with her Tupperware, I fill it up and she goes to lunch. So anytime y'all need some leftovers, just beep beep.
And she's famous for, if I'm browning 1 pound of ground beef, why not brown 5? You know.
I did that last night. I ground all of our ground beef in that. I took out half and put it in another container. The other half I put in that, and we made homemade sloppy joes. None of that man witchcraft. We made real sloppy joes. And so I just made, I mean, even though once I separated the meat, there was only like this much stuff in there, but I had a lot of room to get it going. And then I didn't have to worry about them going over to the stovetop to get stuff out and then slopping it out on the side if I had done a smaller pot. Like, I really only probably needed my 10-inch skillet. But because I was doing so much more, or whatever. Okay. Anybody else have any questions about the art of selling collections or the all-purpose pot for December bookings? Hi, Lori. We're getting ready to come to you. She's 7:10. All right, let's move her and do her now, and then we'll do recognition.
I was like, "So my girl."
All right, so Lori, we're gonna put you on Black Bluetooth here, so that. Let me think. All right, Lori, talk.
Hello.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I want to see. I don't know if my Bluetooth will work with. I had it set up to do this. All right, so what I'm going to do is I know you guys can't see her too well, but I'm going to put you over here, and I'm going to change it so that I can pin her as the switch to active speaker. Oh, hold on, let me try that again.
When she starts talking.
All right, go ahead and start talking, Lori. I want to see if it switches to you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, okay, so this is Lori. She is in Pennsylvania, and she is going to be doing our training number 2 about virtual party host coaching. So Lori, you want to do a little intro of yourself and tell them a little bit about what happened last May and then go from there?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I'm an advanced director from Pennsylvania, and I have been with Pampered Chef now for 14 years. I started doing virtual parties in May. I had never done one before, and I had got challenged by somebody I met on the cruise. It was a girl I met, Kristen. She said, "How far away are you from excellence?" And I said, "Oh, no, I'm not even trying." This is April. We're talking April 24th. She said, "How far away are you from excellence?" And I said, "Well, like 19,600. And all the people I had met on the cruise, well, not all of them, a lot of them had earned the trip in a really short period of time. And I found out it was because of virtual parties. So I thought about trying them out, but didn't really know where to start. So this friend, Kristen, she said, "Well, you know, why don't you try to hit excellence?" I said, "With 1 month?" And she said, "Yeah, you can do it." Like, all right, I'll give it a try, I guess.
Excellence ends 5/31.
Yes. So I had like 5 weeks to earn excellence, and I had 1 party on the calendar. So she gave me the words to say. It's just a cute little green dot message, and I can give that to Tiffany so she can post it for you guys. So I needed to schedule some parties, so I scheduled 25 parties for May. Wow. I did 10 for the first. I run them as groups, and I run them as 10-day parties. So I ran 10 parties the 1st through the 10th, and then I ran 15 more parties from the 15th to the 24th. Because I knew 10 wasn't enough when everybody kept saying yes. So I was like, all right, well, then I'll give this a shot. So she gave me the kind of the script to go with, and I kind of modified it myself. But I knew that I was going to really have to push these people hard so that I could sell $19,000 in 1 month. So I came up with hostess coaching for them to do every single day. Because one of the things that I found with doing the virtual parties is that it's a lot like you guys. You know, you're in a living room. This is the virtual living room when you do a virtual party. So I need that host to be in that party every single day. So I stole a lot of stuff that I saw other people did, but I put it all in one place. And I have pictures for them to use, and I have the words for them to say, because I also found that helped. Like, I can't just say, "Hey, Lori, you need to post something in your party." She's not going to know what to post. So each day she's posting something different. The host is posting something different in the party so that she is present in the party. And I want her commenting. I want her tagging people in posts. Like if I do like a post on stoneware, I'll say to her, hey, do you know of anybody that likes to bake? Tag them in the stoneware post and say, hey, have you seen this? Because, some people, it just skips on through if they don't get like a notification if their name's not tagged. And the other thing that I found is these are all friends of the host. So they're going to see every single time she posts. Even though I've asked people to change their notifications, they're still going to see every time the host posts. So I have the host doing something every single day. So I ended up at the end of May, I had out of 25 shows, 3 of them were duds. So I just don't think that was too bad, but I ended up selling $21,000 in May.
21,000, ladies.
Yeah. And I only submitted the 19 that I needed.
Oh, you're smart. So you carried the rest to June, which was sellathon.
Right. And plus I knew I wasn't going to hit like top 20. So I was like, yeah, I'll just carry. Because I just skated in.
Yeah.
Smart. That's smart.
That is awesome. So you're going to share with us your green dot message.
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to share with us. I have your daily posts because you shared those with us at the retreat in that Word doc, right?
Correct. Yes.
All right. Does anybody have questions for Lori why we've got her captured right here?
What did you spend your $6,000 on?
Oh, you just did the commission? She gets 4%. So do that at 31%.
At 31,
Yeah.
27.
31%.
What did I spend that? Actually, I put a lot on bills. We just built a house. Well, added on to a house.
They added to a house.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Congratulations. That's cool.
yeah, it was pretty phenomenal. I had no idea that it was even possible. Like I thought I'd dip a toe in because I had never done a virtual party before. And to come out of the gate and do 25, that was tough. I mean, it wasn't easy to do 25. All people saw were the back of my head, my family, because I was glued to my computer. But that's the other thing that I found too, is you can't just set these parties up and just let them go. You have to be in the party too. You have to be commenting. If somebody's going to comment on a post, you have to comment back because they've taken the time out of their day to post. So you need to take the time out of your day to post. So you have to be in your parties every single day. And I also load my parties up daily. I don't do them 10 days at a row and just let them go because sometimes things can happen. So I like to it keeps me on top of it. Plus I have found like some parties do great with guessing games and other parties hate them. The people just hate them. So I change it so that I want the interaction. That's what the key I have found with these to work for me. And I think for a lot of people is you need to be, it needs to be like a chat room. I mean, essentially, it needs to be a chat room. People need to be having a good time because if they're going to have a good time, they're going to book parties from you. So, like right now, I'm doing 12. I have 12 shows going on right now, and they're all from bookings, from all summer long. And my success didn't actually stop in May. I ended up doing 11,000 in June. I did 10,000 in July, and these were all virtual parties. I had like no parties on the calendar.
That's 41,000 in 3 months, ladies.
Yeah. I am.
And if you're doing the math on her May, that's like, those are close to $1,000 shows. What's that, like 800-900? 21 shows, 25 shows, which was you submitted, what? You said 3 were done, so you submitted 22 shows?
Right.
And you did 21,000.
Correct. That's the other thing that I've really found that is I can get them to get up to $1,000.
What would you say, because 95% of the ladies that are sitting in this room work a full-time job. So what would you say for them for interaction purposes?
Well, I post in the morning. I do I do groups and I use SynShare and I do 9 posts a day. In the morning, I do like 2 product posts and an interactive post, like a picture that has pieces of toast on it with different levels of toastiness. And I have people say which one, because you want them commenting. So every single day in the morning, there's an interactive post, something, how do you like to cut your sandwich? How do you like to eat your toast? How do you like your marshmallow? So those
are not even Pampered Chef related.
No, I don't even start selling to them, like telling them about how to purchase until about day 7. So my first week is just getting to know everybody, warming up the crowd. I start out with low price products. I throw in some videos, but I don't even post a link to the show except on day 1 in the FAQ. and it stays pinned to the top of the show, but like I don't sell to them until day 7. Just like if you were doing a kitchen show, you don't go out the gate saying you need to buy this rock crock, do you? No,
Right.
you warm up the crowd with the product, and that's what I do. I warm up the crowd. We have a good time. We joke, and I try to find fun things for them to do every single day. My game posts are in the evening, so if you work during the day, you can monitor that game when you get home. So like I set it up purposely for that, because most people, they'll check in the morning, they might check in at lunchtime. Like if you work a full-time job, you could probably sneak away to the bathroom with your phone and kind of check in at lunch real quick, like in the bathroom.
Like Noelle does.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people that take their phone to the bathroom, so you could check in real quick. But then you could then do all your like interaction with the party at night. It's very, very doable to do that just at night. I check in usually 3 times a day because I know I'm going to post at 7, so I'll check around 8, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I post at 12, so I'm going to check in around 1, and then I post at 5, so I know I'm going to check in after dinner. And then I do, like I said, my game poster in the evening, and I usually kind of mix it up with the posts. It's not like all product. I do some videos, not my videos. I don't go live. Like this is a real stretch for me. You're not going to catch me live yet. I'm going to have Tiffany train me. But I use Pampered Chef stuff, and I think just making the show unique and your own. A lot of people want to be in my shows to see what I do. There's nothing magical about my shows. I really think it's the hostess coaching, actually getting to know your host, why she's doing this party. And you bring it back to that too. It's like, well, you really wanted to get this rock crock. So let's, I'm going to show you stuff about the rock crock, and I post recipes. I try to be very informed. I show tips. Like I kind of caught the tail end of you guys talking about the all-purpose pot. But like one of the tips I share is, buy the ground beef when it's on sale, cook all 5 pounds at once, separate in 1 pound packages and freeze it. So now you have, 1 pound packages frozen. And if you've had a busy day, you can come home and make tacos. You can throw it in a meat sauce. You can turn it into something else, but it's sort of like an insurance policy, but they cook it in the all-purpose pot. And then I also tell them, that fat you have, just line a bowl with aluminum foil, pour the fat off, let that cool or pop it in the freezer, and then just wad it up and throw it in the trash. So now you don't have to mess with the fat either. Just giving them tips like that. And you can Google all sorts of stuff. Like there's a book called How to Break an Egg. And in there is all sorts of food tips and fun tips that you can, but you can go. Yeah, you can Amazon that. It's How to Break an Egg. Great stuff in there. Because people like tips. That's what they go to shows for. So that's what you want to give them in your virtual parties. And,
now, Lori, logistically, when you post, don't you do like 8:01, 8:03, 8:05?
Yes, I do my postings. I do 3 in the morning, and then they're 3 minutes apart. And the reason that they're 3 minutes apart is it will only show up as 1 notification on their phone, because it's close enough to not be spammy and get the Facebook gods all pissed off at you. But it's close enough so it only shows up as 1 notification, because I don't want people to get pissed off when I post.
And don't you only group 3 shows together at a time? So you do the 8:01, 8:03, 8:05, and then you have another one 8:02, 8:04, 8:06.
No, I do 5 minutes apart. So it'd be
5.
So 8 o'clock, then 8:05. Like I'll do 3 shows at 8 o'clock, and then my next 3 shows will go at 8:05. And then my next 3 shows will start at 8:10, and then my next 3 shows will start at 8:15. So then that way they're staggered enough that I'm not spamming and alerting the Facebook gods. Yeah, you have to watch the algorithms with Facebook, and that's what they look for. The other thing you can kind of do is mix up your posts. Like say, I don't number my posts, but just for point of reference, like say for the first group of 3 shows, it's posts 1, 2, and 3. Then for the second batch, you could go 2, 3, 1. And then for the third batch, you could go 3, 2, 1, like to mix them up so that, yes, it's still the same 3 posts, but it's keeps you out of jail.
Do you feel like when you have posts 1, 2, and 3 going off that they only see post 3?
Good question.
They seem to scroll.
Like when they go to the group, do you feel like they're scrolling down to catch all the posts? Because I think one of the things is like posting with a purpose and making sure that my posts aren't getting missed.
They seem to. I try to coach my hosts to only invite, that's the beauty of groups, is to only invite about 100 people or so, because then I can see how many people are viewing the posts.
insight.
Yeah. And I think it makes it a little bit more intimate too. Like if you have people inviting thousands of people, you know, the other people are going to be like, well, she doesn't need me. You know,
Everybody
she's
else
got
order.
yeah, she's got 1,000 people in this party. So it seems to be around 80 people, although I've got a show right now that has 23 in it, and it's one of my most active. You just never know. But I do try to coach to about 100, so then I have about 25 views, and then you should at least get, you know, 10 to 15 people ordering and stuff. But I've been pretty proud of how many $1,000 parties I have just with virtual parties.
I'm sure your show average is awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty high.
She'll be at the retreat. She's at the Pennsylvania retreats too. So
Yeah, I'll be
that's
there
how
in
I've gotten to
January.
know Lori, is that we just seem to be in the same spots at the same time, and we've got to chat. Plus, she likes kitty cats. So.
Yeah, my kitty cat was here. I don't know where he went.
So does anybody else have any questions for Lori? While she's got a daughter in Magicals right now.
Yes, she's at Mads right now.
So
What kind of games do you do?
I do guessing, you know, how many is in a blender bottle. Family Feud seems to be popular.
there's a lot of those.
Any?
Why?
You hate it? It just depends on the crowd. It's funny, I had one crowd that just hated the guessing games, but as soon as I put the Family Feuds in, they played. You know,
And
go
do you get
figure.
prizes? Or
I
just for fun?
I award brownie points. The other thing that I do is one of my very first posts is I award brownie points for emojis. So I don't want just people liking things. I want them to love. I want them to wow. You know, so I award brownie
There's
points.
a picture for that.
Yeah, it's included with my stuff, because I don't want them just to either skip it altogether or just hit the like button. Like
So I guess if you are rewarding that, they are kind of forced to scroll down and look for those three pictures, because they're going to see the one, they're going to automatically want to go down and see the two. I mean, I'm competitive, so I would want to see the other two and love and wow those.
Yeah, and I have found people are doing that. Like, oh, they just signed on, you know, because all of a sudden I get all these notifications that they're loving posts or wowing posts or ha-haing posts. And it also changes the algorithms too. Facebook is a funny thing. It sort of ignores the likes, but if there's loves and ha-has and other emojis that are used, it pops up on people's feeds more. So that's the other reason why I do the emoji thing. And I award the brownie points. So they get brownie points for all the games. So whoever the winner is, or like say with Family Feud, there could be 4 answers. So the 4 people are going to earn 10 brownie points. And then it all accumulates to the end, and there's only one winner. And it's all based, I use a sliding scale, so it's based on my show sales. So the bigger the show, the bigger the prize. They don't know that, but that's what my thing is.
Very
And
nice.
how do you track all that? Manually?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, I kind of look at who's been, to be honest, I don't write it down. Like when I had 25 shows, there was no way I could. So I just look to see who was the most active and who spent the most.
That's what I was
Okay.
doing. I used to do points. I used to just see whoever was the most active and who spent the most, I rewarded them. And then ultimately I changed it to everyone's a winner, and I gave them all season's best. But do you make your groups private or public?
They're private. They're
They're
closed.
private?
They're closed. It's a closed
They're
group,
closed.
not a private group. And I set them up, and then I invite the host, and I don't ever make the host and I just never have. I don't make them
Are you calling your hosts and having a host coaching conversation with them?
I do it all through Facebook Messenger.
Okay. What is your initial host coaching going like? Like, what do you say to them initially?
Hang on. Hey girl, I'll be setting up your party tomorrow. How would you like to earn commission on that party in addition to all the host benefits we talked about? So that's the first thing to see if they want to actually do it. It's all in the document, I promise.
Yeah.
And I have pictures and everything. And one of the most important things that I found that I need the host to do is there's a post that I have them do as soon as they've invited everybody. I need the guests to change their notifications. I want their notifications so that it comes like a lot of people, it defaults to either highlights. So I want the guests to change the notification so that it's all. So I have the host post that because I have a better, I found that my views got doubled when the host posted that post. That's in my document. I was just thinking of something too, and just like that's gone. And maybe it'll come to me. Something else.
And you're just adding the prize to the order and then paying for it yourself.
Yeah, with yes. I do sometimes look and see if somebody is local to the host, so then I can use the host discount.
Okay, if they're close, you're putting it, so you're not on direct ship.
No. That's why I could carry over into June.
Yes.
That's one of the awesome parts of not being on direct ship is because I have been finding that either people order right at the very beginning or they order at the end because they kind of want to see the whole progress of the show. And, just like you would in a kitchen, like at a kitchen show, people sometimes are filling out their order form before you even start talking. The rest of them are just sitting there waiting until you've gone through everything. I found that happens a lot with virtual parties. I try not to panic. Like today is day 7. I still have parties at 0, but it's only day 7, because I still have 3 more days. And, now I'm going to really start hammering them tomorrow, and I'll hammer the host too. I don't say hammer. I coach her. But I do hammer her. I really start pushing the sales, and I think people are waiting for it. It seems like it's a natural progression.
Okay.
How are you creating relationships with your guests? Are you just messaging them and starting conversation?
Most of the time it's actually within the party itself. As soon as they order, I usually friend request them. And then I strike up a conversation as well. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. Like with only doing 9 posts a day and, it's a 10-day party and there's other things in there. You don't get many products in front of people. So the other thing I started doing, and you can find a lot of them out there, is, I thank all my guests for when they order within the show. So I tag them and give them a thank you post. But I started using a thank you post associated with a product. Not necessarily something that they ordered, but usually something I won't be talking about because like one time I did the measure mix and pour, and people were like, oh, what's that? Because I didn't talk about it. So it's a sneaky way to get another product into the show without actually talking about it and coming off as being sales.
We should all make 5 and then put them all in one file.
Yes.
Yeah. There's a ton out there. A lot of people, because I've been telling people about this, there's a lot of them being created now. So don't just use a plain old thank you post. Use a thank you post with a picture of the product. Yeah.
I have some already.
That's huge. I mean, that's been huge.
That's awesome, Lori. Anybody else got anything? Y'all found this helpful?
Yes.
Yay.
Yes. Thank you so much, Lori.
You're welcome.
All right, and because this is recorded, you guys will be able to go back and re-listen to this with the document that she that I actually already have it.
She just didn't realize she's on Zoom Live. There's people across the country watching her.
Yeah, we've got a couple people who are watching you too, so that's awesome. All right, Lori, thank you, and have a good night.
You're welcome. Thanks.
You can stay on and watch if you want, but I just didn't want you to feel like you had to.
I can be like a voyeur.
Yes, we like that. All right, so we're going to get ready to do some recognition on what everybody accomplished in the month of October. So with recognition, you guys got your clappers? Awesome. I threw some around in the room so that y'all didn't have to get them. But we do a high five line up here at the front, and we start with a magical number of
750.
750, excuse me. And why do we pick 750?
Commission jump.
Your commission goes from 20 to 22% at the very minimum. And then the other reason we do that is because
you're going to earn something.
Overrides. Yeah, so she's trying to coach her about the overrides. So with the overrides, what that means is when you're team leader and above, right, team leader and above, you get your overrides on your team sales. You have to, as an yourself, submit 750. So you can't just sit back and collect paycheck. That's not how this works. All right, so before we start our high five line, let's give a couple wahoos for some of our friends that are here tonight and the ones that are watching abroad. abroad or in the virtual world, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Virtually, I don't know, over there, whatever. Okay, so
From afar.
from afar, thank you. I was like, what is the word I'm looking for? Okay, so this person did it looks like some online sales and is here tonight with sales of $186 and $1 for capture conference, and that's Alexa. Yes, girl. So thank you so much. This person did one show last month. She got 3 bookings. She has 4 shows on her November calendar. She is also here tonight to share the $1 for Cash Conference. Her sales are $297. That's Gia. All right, our next person, which will start our high five line, did 2 shows last month. Her top show was $433. Let me look. She earned the sales promo of the Rock Carrier. She currently has 4,000 trip points. She earned $3 for cash for conference. She qualified last month in 30 days. Her sales are $1,008. Come on down, Kristen. Awesome. All right, this next person did 4 shows last month. Her top show was $338. She got 4 bookings. She earned that sales promo. She has 4,000 points towards the trip. She is here with us via Zoom. She has earned $4 for cash for conference. Her total sales were $1,300.05. She qualified in less than 30 days. High five to Courtney. Awesome. This person did 2 shows last month. Her top show was $1,009. She broke $25,000 in career sales. She earned her sales promotion. She currently has almost 27,000 points towards the trip. She has earned $4 from being here tonight for her sales level and her $1,000 show, and her sales are $1,731.31. Come on down, Stacy. This person did 5 shows last month. She got 5 bookings. Her top show was $831. She signed a new consultant on the 1st of the month. She got I'm trying to read that yet. She earned her sales promotion. She currently has 28,500 points towards the trip. Her sales are $2,011. Come on down, Casey. This person did 5 shows last month. Her top show was $1,085. She got 4 bookings. She promoted to team leader. She beat her director. She earned $6 for cash for conference. She did a cross-country move to North Dakota. And her sales are $3,593. High five! You just scared all of my cats out of the room. They all just ran. All right, high five one more time, ladies. All right, let's see our street. All right, I'm going to ask my friendly co-leaders to come up with me.
Cool.
I'll pick mine.
What size are you?
All right. So this person, you get to guess from 2 people over here. This person did 5 shows last month. Her top show was $1,217. She got 5 bookings. She has 1 new team member. She earned the trip to Amelia Island. She met her BHAG. She got her sales promotion. She has 57,000 trip points, and her sales were just shy of her team member that is on her team. $495. That's Amy Johnson. Shake them, shake them.
I don't have anything to shake. It won't shake. It doesn't move.
That was a lot of boob in my face.
The hips move, but they say just shake.
Shakes a lot. That shakes all the time. All right, so tiny boobs. Okay. Oh my God, we're gonna move on. I'll have a story to share about that later. Bring it back. All right.
So, this person has 4 shows out there that are not yet closed.
That's a new one. I don't think I've ever seen that one. That's awesome.
They really claim them.
The sales are there. That's the thing with direct ship, is we get the sales, but the show has not closed for us to say we sit the show. Yes.
So Wahoo grabbed a last minute vendor event and killed it. We'll have to hear more about that in a minute. Earn the sales promo, and total sales for the month of October, $1,500.45.
And that's a no show. That's the skew of direct ship. It's it just works that way. It all flushes out, but
I actually used to get the sales promo.
yes, the sales are going through, but the show hasn't closed.
Because the host hasn't
So
done
our
it.
averages are always off.
Well, I have to admit, I kind of stacked the hosts to book with an October date so they could get the October host special.
Yes.
But I actually did shows this month. And so I got sales from like early orders and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So
It all flushes.
it messes up the stats anymore, but I
But
don't
at the
care.
end, it all works out, right? When you're
Yeah.
on.
So I have a happy host that we're gonna get October host special.
on just 12/15, it will all flush out.
Right. Oh yes.
Because that will be when the cutoff is for
That's to be
shipping.
done.
Everything has to be done. So that's you can finally say, this is how many shows I did, this is what sales I did,
Oh,
here's
yeah.
my average.
Yeah, at the end of the year, the last day of the year, I'm usually like, okay. All right. So this person had 8 shows plus.
No, that is included. So I only did
Oh.
2.
Sorry, six virtual parties, total of 8 shows.
Yes.
Okay. And
Which was a
her top
flip
show.
for me.
Yeah.
do-
Yeah.
to do
Yeah,
more
that is a
virtual.
little bit different. Her top show was $1,282.
All for the spot.
I'm thinking that was the live show, one of the live shows.
Oh, that was actually yes, it was my mystery host.
It was your
yeah.
mystery host. Okay. From those shows, she got, and she was honest. She started out saying 13, but she corrected herself in 6. Okay, so real bookings. She added 3 new team members, one of which, or in addition.
In addition.
And in addition to it, she re-signed a former consultant.
Yes.
So that means you had 4.
Right? Did we have 4 on our team, or did you had 1?
Nobody. This is like the bookings. Nobody knows which number.
I don't know.
You re-signed Evelyn.
Re-signed Evelyn, and then I had 3 new ones. Yeah, so I technically had 4.
recruits.
Yeah, so I
All right,
technically had
okay,
4.
4 new consultants joined her team. Her Wahoo is that she earned the trip, which was the
It was Puerto Rico, and now it is San Diego.
Coronado. Everybody's aware of that, right? They switched it from Puerto Rico to San Diego.
I was like, the trip to Coronado Island is in Puerto Rico. He's like, well, everything I pull up pulls up San Diego.
It is in San Diego.
Oh
So
my God.
Hamperchip had to make the decision because of what's going on.
Yeah,
This is the first time it's ever been. This has ever
Yeah, never
happened
happened
in history
before.
that they changed a trip midstream on us.
Yeah.
But there wasn't a choice.
But the trip's not until 2000.
It's
No, the trip
in.
is
No,
in
same
April.
It's in
Oh,
May.
it's in April.
Yeah,
Alright.
May.
May. It's
Sorry.
in May.
But they still have
But
The
it's
over-
not-
timing is
it's
still
not
the
at
same.
South
It's just a different location. I don't care. It's free.
That's right.
Put me on
That'd
the
be
plane.
awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Coronado
Alright,
is very
so congratulations to the earned the premier trip as of October 31st. Awesome job. And she earned the consultant sales promo. Yes, of course. Yep. Total number of trip points 84,652. Woo! And
because of
Of which?
Part of that number is because of the 11 qualified recruits.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, somebody's gonna earn, excellence in
I'm
recruiting this
going
year.
for 2 this year.
Yep, okay.
What is it?
And her total,
So you have to forget excellence in 2 categories. One is sales, which is what I've earned the past 6 years. And then the other category is team building recruits. I've earned it once in my last 6 years, but you have to have 15 qualified. Doesn't matter how many you sign, they have to qualify. So that's why we really encourage you guys to like get qualified in the 30 days. Not only do you get 3,000 points and the consultant gets their bonus and their 100 paper chef dollars and all that, but you as the recruiter get 3,000 trip points, 25 paper chef dollars, 30 paper chef dollars, and then, yeah, 3,000 trip points. I'm more worried about the 3,000 trip points at this point.
so that's a great way to earn a trip.
And then you get you get the 1 point for, you have to have 15 qualified, so you get 1. So I have actually flipped, and I'm now over the halfway point.
Yeah.
Because in the year, going from June 1 to now, I think I'm at 8.
Right, because 11 is from January 1st.
January 1st.
But
so,
for excellence, you don't start counting it till June
May.
1st.
yes, you have to keep those 2 dates straight.
Yeah. Don't worry,
That's
we'll
why I
help
have
you
a
with that
spreadsheet
if you
for that.
need help. So total monthly commissionable sales for Tiffany Foreman, $4,102. Congratulations.
Alrighty.
Does that mean I'm up?
Yeah, so training number 3 tonight. Let me make sure I got everything right. Or are we going in? Hold on. Oh, hold on. I got a little bit more recognition.
Oh,
Okay. So we do have 3 new consultants on my team and Amy's team, of which nobody is here, correct?
Right.
All right. So one of my new consultants, Michelle, lives in New Hampshire. She's been with me since the first year of my business, actually. She came from the Michelle Harmon group.
As a customer.
As a
right?
customer.
Okay.
All right, Colleen was a random home office lead that, much like Kristen, went online, found a couple of consultants, and nobody called her back. So she ended up, I called her back first. And then Crystal, who signed at my show, one of the cooking shows I had in October. I talked about the kit, how it's 75% off, how it's the best deal in the book, blah, 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 blah. She signed up right there. And she was like, I have no intention of selling. And since then, she has collected $300 in orders on an online sale, and she's like, I'm gonna give it a try. So that's, don't sweat the kidnappers because they might just come around. Okay. All right. And then Evelyn re-signed. Now, Amy, you had a new consultant in your downline.
No, she's a new consultant on my
To
team.
your team. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So you want to,
She's not on.
I know, but you want to say it on
Oh.
the recording for when she watches it later?
No, because she's a kidnapper. She said she has no intentions of selling, so we're gonna try. But her name is Elvia, so.
Elvia, all right. So we got a new one on the Johnson team. All right, so Foreman team, we did as a group $16,565. We did 34 shows, 10 out of 36 consultants. That's only a third of our team. Imagine if we had double that. And then 4 new consultants and a re-sign. Johnson team did $12,469 in 21 shows. They had 9 of 19 consultants, so 50%, and 1 new team member. So that being said, every single person is an essential piece of the puzzle. So our goal of 12 consultants going green by 15 was just barely missed by 1 person.
What?
1 person.
Wasn't it 15 though? It was 15.
We had to have 15.
Yeah.
Green by 15, we needed
Okay.
15.
And
We were short by 1, okay? So we didn't get to have our celebration. However, congratulations to Casey, Courtney, Stacy, Kristen, Jeannie, Teresa, Karen, Anita, Sarah P., Debbie, Megan, who are hospitality to us, Lisa, Laura, and Jennifer Nofire on the Johnson team. So next month, our goal is again 15 consultants, go green by 15, which is November 15th, which is the Friday after next. Okay, so right, is not a Friday, is not 15, somewhere in there?
It's like next week.
No, it's
No, I'm sorry, it's next Tuesday.
Next Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay, I got my days mixed up. Okay, so a week and a day, 8 days from now, we have to have 15 green, and that means on your calendar, right, green by 15 celebration
Oh, we
on
can do this.
11/21. We really want to go out. Okay, so
I need a margarita.
we need a margarita. Okay.
Do we have an update? How many we have?
Currently today, how many do we have comment?
Courtney,
4,
me,
5. Courtney says 5. All right. She's saying she's one. She's one. You're one. And then I think there's like 3 or 4 that commented on there.
All right, we got a whole week to go.
All right. So who since the last meeting has participated in any online training courses, including 6 Weeks of Success? All right, ladies, how's it going? Just give us an overview.
Well, you got 4 days to do some homework. I'm a procrastinator, so somebody else.
Oh, so she's walking out of the room. She's like, peace out. Okay, so Stacy and Kristen, and then Courtney, who's also on, they're participating in 6 Weeks to Success. Anybody want to say anything about your last 4 weeks of your 6 weeks?
I'll say the training is amazing.
Training is amazing. Awesome.
I think it's good to be in a group like that, even if you're a procrastinator and don't necessarily do the homework the way you're supposed to at the right time, because it's holding me accountable to at least do the trainings, and it's a place for me to go
When you don't know what.
when I don't know what to do. So
Yeah.
it's kind of just another resource to have. And sometimes I find it, I'll be honest, overwhelming. Because I'm like, oh my gosh, it is so much information.
What do I do with it all?
I've got a full-time job, I'm getting floors in my house, but then I have to go to myself, okay, what one thing
Can you pick out of it?
can I pick out of it for this week? But then it's there in the Facebook page later I can go back to and go, what one thing can I pick out this week?
Yes.
So, but it's nice to have a group of people that are taking it with you and making their own posts here and there. Here's
Yes.
how I did this, here's how I did that. Same way we do the do and tell on our,
Mm-hmm.
it's just another group that kind of does that.
So that was nice. We ended up I did a survey amongst my personal team about who wanted more from their business. And we started out, I think, with 7 or 8. We're down to about 6 right now that are participating. So it does entail a weekly phone call at on Wednesday nights. They then have 4 days to do their homework, which is usually listening to something and incorporating it in. And then they have to submit their homework. And then they all have conference calls with me tomorrow. So I'll be hitting them up at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, and 2, I think, tomorrow for conference calls. Coaching calls. So we kind of chit chat about like what's going on, what did they learn, what are they struggling with, and it's really tailored to what you guys need to talk about and flesh through. So we talked about today the 6 directors that have been working together, putting this together. We're going to offer it again probably the first of the year.
So what the homework does for me is it forces me to process what I listen to.
Yes.
Because I don't know about you sometimes, because I listen to it in the morning when I'm getting ready for work.
Right.
If I have makeup on, I've got it on, I listen to it there.
Like
And-
Stacey said when she was here, always do something, always be
Always
listening.
do something, right? So the fact that I know I'm gonna have to go with this homework and give them my 5 takeaways makes me process what I've listened to so that when I have, and the phone takes me more than 5 minutes to do the homework.
Right.
And the phone call is 5, maybe 10 minutes.
Right.
So it's not a huge chunk of my time to put into my business to process it with someone else. And then come back to her a week later and go, now I sucked at that this week, so how do I fix it?
Yeah. So that's what we've been doing is keeping each other accountable. You said you would do 3 host coaching calls. How many did you do? We did 9. Okay, so then what are we going to do to fix that? Okay, so that is just, if you don't have someone, like I know you're working with Sarah because she's your upline or whatever, but a Batter Bowl buddy or a little group like that, an accountability group, really can take you afar in this business. Like if I didn't have Amy and Laura to bounce ideas off of, I'm sure I would have thrown in the hat years ago because my upline upped and moved, she retired, I rolled to somebody else. I had nobody here I was connected with, but thank goodness they fell in my lap and we were able to coordinate together. So we all do businesses differently, as you guys have seen. We all do different businesses, but we're able to stick together and work off each other's weeks and strengths.
Something like that.
Strengths and weaknesses, and like build a better personal business from that. So thank you guys for sharing about that. Who earned the Rock Carrier? Did almost everybody earn it? Isn't it so cool? Yes. Okay. So when it came in, I was sitting there going, "This picture does not make sense." So Drew came in. Okay, so there are 3 strips of Velcro on the side, right? And I was like, "This won't reach to the Velcro." And so he moved one piece of Velcro and put it on the other piece of Velcro, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
What's the birthday? All right.
All right, so
We'll do it with all-purpose pot. We'll see.
No, get a rock crock.
they're all got food.
No, that part I did.
Yes, if my son, who is totally special, can do this,
You're on the seal.
So you put the handles on the bottom, and
It's
then
not helping her if you don't get a rock
I need a rock
Whatever.
rock, and I need to know what that red
I'll
circle
show you
thing is all
later.
about.
the red
Red
circle.
thing.
Mia, can you get mine out of my office? Do you know where it is?
Between the rock crack and
And
It's
the
to keep
lid.
the lid from shaking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so it doesn't rattle.
So when you're
So it doesn't rattle, like if you've been
Yeah.
driving and it
Can
rattles?
we make a recommendation, and I'm more than happy to, that they actually put words in
Yes,
those
there were no
pictures?
words, no words.
There were,
So
there was
I
nothing cool
really-
for 10 minutes.
I really, really hope that this shows up in the spring catalog as an
I
option.
love this.
Because it's really cool. Although I wish it did come with written directions and let us. I didn't look on the tags to see if it is like how you wash it or if it's spot clean. I don't. It's
It is
spot
spot
clean.
clean.
I have
That
no use
sucks.
for that.
Because
No,
I
I just
I got
opened
jelly.
it. I just opened it tonight.
All right, so this is what it
There
looks
we
like
go.
when it is all together. Let me show you guys so you can see. This is what it looks like when it's all together. So when I first got it, there's Velcro here, here, and there. And when you first got it, it was like this. And I was like, it won't reach over there. Okay, so it won't reach. That's when my very smart 13-year-old came down and said,
And you have to cover Velcro. Like you can't just leave it out.
okay,
The shirt I have on would get
so it's
snagged.
snag on it.
Yeah.
So you're only going to use one of them at a time. That's how they have the extra Velcro on the other two,
Well,
so
like
that you can move it.
when I
Plus,
first did
plus
I
it won't
tried-
ruin the handle. The
Yes.
It won't ruin that top handle.
Yes.
Like if you cover those, it's not going to rip it up.
Right.
And you know, you
When I
can put
first
the
did this, I
cords
saw
in
the
too.
arrow. I'm like, what is this arrow?
Yes.
mean?
I don't know why these
So-
little white
So I
things.
just put it over, and I thought I tried to reach across, and then whatever reason I flipped it over to where the Velcro
Right.
was, because I didn't even see the Velcro.
Yeah. So I was like, the picture is very misleading. Okay, so that comes off,
But it goes in like a bucket handle, and it folds
and that
over.
is to keep the lid from rattling.
So it just goes in there.
And it's
not
also
like that.
spill proof, right? With the
So
red
it's
in there.
not
Yeah,
like,
I guess it'd be pretty close.
it's not like that red part actually really attaches to something.
No.
It's just sitting
It
out.
looks like a steering wheel. It's
It's
fun.
silicone-y, so.
And it's,
But
but
the
it's
way-
sturdy. It's got
The way
it's
the
got like a
picture
ring in
is,
there.
It's like attached to the lid, so I was trying to make, but every time I turned the lid.
But
So
But
if you
it's
just
not-
were doing the carrier, that's why you would move your Velcro. So you would move this.
Words have to be up.
Right, I
Well,
tried that.
all right.
Oh,
and
like
as
that.
somebody, as somebody
Okay,
who's
so you would
broken
put
a rock crock
that
lid,
there.
they're not cheap to replace.
$47.
They're $40-some to replace.
Okay,
a
so
lid.
that's if you were only taking that somewhere, you can do that.
But a lot that I can carry with one hand.
So I'm gonna
Maybe
input
try
this
carrying
in.
it around
See, the
a
middle
rock
one is if
crock.
you have the shorter rock.
Alexis did, and she got a bad
Okay.
movie.
So yeah, so Alexis didn't have to burn her boobs tonight by letting juice all drip down if she had this to put a rock rock in. So the thing is, you can only get this in November if you host a show. It is not for sale. It's about like somebody says, well, I already have these two pieces. I just want the carrier. There's no way to do that right now. This is the only way you can get it is with the Dutch oven or the everyday pot in the stand. But I mean, this whole thing together is $89. That's an amazing deal. Okay, to get this, and I say for the $20 extra, you go big or go home. All right, so that's why I recommend and it's not even $20 extra with the
That's like
discount.
10.
But yeah, so it's like what is it, 10? 7 something?
10,
Yeah.
10.
All right, so it's $10 difference to get the bigger rock crop. You can always go smaller, but you can never add and go bigger. So that's why I say get this one with the case because this is the way to go. All right, now maybe later on, we've already asked them, like, can you sell just the red thing? Can you sell just this cover? They're trying that out to kind of see how it does, and then like later on will they add it to the product line. But right now it is an exclusive for this month only. All right, the only way you're gonna get it is if you host a show in November. If you did not earn it last month.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, they offering it in December?
No, this is still November.
Oh, that's November.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. It's a different. Okay, I'm looking at the flyer different. That's the at a glance flyer.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So then, did I do our? Okay. Our other recognition is we have our new qualified consultants are Kristen, Jennifer Nofire, Kristen, and do I have two Kristens or just my Kristen? I just wrote her name twice.
I don't have Kristen.
Okay, so I wrote your name twice. Okay, Kristen, Jennifer Nofire, and Courtney, who is watching us from afar, not abroad. And then also Casey is a recruiter because she invited Courtney. So when you qualify with Pampered Chef, we have a gift for you. and you get to pick from gifts. Don't you like it when you get to pick some choices here? So what these are, and Courtney, you have to watch too because Casey's gonna mail you one. So you've got this catalog tote, all right, that's kind of a quilted with our dots colors inside. We've got this one that holds a mini catalog. It's a sling, so it goes like crossbody. Then we've got this one that holds a full catalog. All right, it holds a full catalog in the front. This one is just slightly thinner than that one. It doesn't have as much material on the side. Also fits a full catalog. Or this like grommet tote, I guess is what they call this. It's got a grommet right here too. All right, so you guys get to pick one. And then Casey's gonna mail Courtney's to her, and then Kristen, you get to take one home with you. So Courtney, quick, do you know which one you want?
Yeah, Courtney, pick.
I want the last one you just showed.
The grommet?
Yes.
Yes, she wants this one.
Okay. Okay.
Grab the dots one. The dots one's awesome.
The dots one is awesome. That's what a lot of us use as a purse.
And diapers.
Diapers.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
gonna have
no, this
diapers.
one's-
See, look at that.
All today.
That's the one I use. The dots.
Yeah, look, Lori still got hers. So what happens is, like, after time goes on and we burn these bags over the years, consultants who retire end up bringing them all back and leaving them on my porch. And so then we cycle them back out as gifts. So if you ever leave, you just bring back all your Pampered Chef logo wear and we recycle it back into the gifts for everybody. So we appreciate that. So Casey's got that. And then we also,
Right here.
oh my gosh, okay, so then we have, all right, so Stacy, because you were unable to attend last month, we put your pink star on the board for you. So you're officially a team leader, which means you get a pink star and a pink lanyard. So you and Casey are pink stars right there. And then you also get, now so does Laura Saunders, so Amy will take care of mailing that to her, is you get $15 and a Target gift card. And it's up here somewhere, I just gotta find it. And you get $10 in your cash for conference envelope too. Did I give that to you? Okay, well then
Give me another one.
oh, I can give you another. Okay, so maybe I was missing another month and I
And
just
that's for
forgot.
promoting the team later. So you get the goodies now and you get the paycheck later.
Yeah,
There you
because that
go.
was like back in
So
October,
congratulations.
just October. Or no, this is November. It was like, yeah.
Okay,
You
we
did
figured
fast
it out.
enough.
Okay,
All right,
thank you. All
congratulations,
right.
Stacey and Laura.
You did it. Okay. And then career milestones is Stacy hit 25,000. All right. Awesome. All right. And then I think do and tell. Everybody's taking care of their do and tells. Put them in the bucket. We'll draw that at the end. Okay. So our third training tonight is going to be about recruiting. So Laura has 4 very important questions to ask you. So she's coming on up. Do you want to sit here? Here, sit here. We'll just move this, and then the video is lined up for you. There you go.
All right. So we had some great virtual party host coaching training from Lori. Thank you again, Lori. I took a ton of notes, and I can't wait to see the documents that you've already sent to Tiffany. So I hate having people behind me. It's like I can't.
No, just stand back here. You're welcome.
So my training tonight is on recruiting, but very specifically about recruiting our hosts. Okay. So who can tell me why we should be offering the opportunity to our host?
Courtney?
She's putting you on the spot.
Courtney, why do we offer the opportunity to our host, Boo-Boo?
Did you hear you?
She can hear me. She don't want to talk.
Well, I mean, for them, it's if you can recruit them before their party starts, right there, you've already set them up for success. So if you can recruit them, and they're going to get the commission on the sales, right, immediately, and possibly even making their first 30 days qualified.
Super easy.
Yeah, right. Okay. Good.
So if you offer it to them right off the bat before their party starts, hey, this can be your first party. Run it at your launch party. You've already, doing the inviting.
Okay. Perfect. Good. Any other reasons?
When a host becomes a consultant for her own party, they tend to work harder to make more commission.
Good point. Good point. What do we know about our hosts just in general that has to do with like their attraction and affinity to our products and so forth.
Majority of consultants are past hosts.
Thank you.
How many of you hosted first?
Okay, I don't know the exact stat, and I don't know if anybody does actually know that, but when I've been at conference workshops where they've asked, people to stand up, like just like y'all raised your hand, and it was always well more than half the room had been a host before they joined. So if you are not inviting your host to become a consultant, you're easily giving up half of your recruits, and then some, right? So if you want to start recruiting, start talking to your host. If you don't do anything else, if you don't talk about recruiting at your show, anything, you need to be asking your host, right? Okay. Anybody have any other comments about why we should talk to our host? Okay. All right. When is the best time to offer the opportunity to our hosts? And there's going to be not just one answer to this question. So, like for example, maybe I should make it more specific. What would be the first opportunity that you have to talk to your host about the business?
When your host coaching? First
Okay.
host coaching. You're
Okay.
getting first host coaching call or message with
Okay.
virtual.
Good. So what's your very first host coaching opportunity?
Your host packet that has the life-based grant.
Okay. But even before that.
When the host says, I want to have a party, you can say, this will be your first launch party.
Okay. So when they book is when you can say something like what you just said or anything about offering them the business. So don't miss that opportunity from like the very first moment that they express interest in having a party. So then after that, as you guys were saying, during the whole host coaching process, right? And let's just shout out, what are the different parts of the host coaching process, like, that you have that opportunity? Before the show, right? How many times are you going to talk to that host before the show?
At least once.
What'd you say?
At least once.
At least once. Okay. What does the home office tell us to do?
At least 3 times.
Okay. 3 times minimum, but
That's more than one.
do what you can work. Do what works for you, but really you should shoot for minimum of once before your show, but probably closer to 3 times. Now, at each of those opportunities to do your host coaching, you want to bring up recruiting, right? You want to offer them the opportunity every time. Even if they say no, absolutely not. They show you every reason in the book why they would never do this. It's okay. Bring it up again because things can change during the process. What about when it's party time?
Before the first order comes in, remind them that they can still sign up and orders can go under her name. Or if they don't want to sign up right away, remind them of the kit coupon.
Okay,
And that,
you're skipping ahead on me, but that's good.
Okay.
So when you're talking from the context of a virtual show, okay, which is there a difference between coaching a virtual host and a live show host?
Not really.
Okay, because you're going to do the same.
Yeah.
You're going to go through the same process, right? There's probably one opportunity difference, which to me is if you're doing a live show, when you arrive, you're going to talk to her again, okay, before the actual demonstration and the guests arrive and stuff like that. Okay, give her another chance to say, this could be your show tonight. You know, watch me, see if you think what I'm doing is something that you might like, enjoy. So in the context of a virtual party, during your event, you're going to be doing what as the event goes on? Assuming that you're doing more than a 1-day event or 1 hour event. I mean, are you going to check in with your host several times during the virtual party? Okay.
Every day.
I was gonna say, Lori said every day.
Thank you, Lori. I didn't hear you.
And oh my gosh, you did such a good job selling that. Blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's how I signed Stacy. was because she was such a good consultant. I'm like, she was pulling her own stuff. I didn't even have to give it to her. I said, look, you already know how to find it yourself. You can just jump right in and do this yourself. And by the end of it, she used her kit credit.
Right.
That's
There
what
you go.
Tiffany did to me. She's like, you're doing the work for me, and I'm stealing your post and putting them in send share. And she's like, you make this job easy. I was like, oh, maybe I'll reconsider.
Right. All right. So that made you just start to think about it, right? So during the live party setup, during the virtual party check-ins, during the event, and then of course, if you're doing a live show, you're going to have that breakdown time, right, where you're cleaning up, putting up your dirty dishes, or if you're having her wash them, whatever you do. That's another chance, you know. And you can even do that if there are still guests in the house, right? Because, heck, you know, they can maybe get interested too by hearing you talk to the host. So that's another great opportunity. So once both versions have ended, is that, you know, are we gonna like not say anything anymore or what? No, what?
Follow up.
Okay. So after the show is done but not closed, you have another opportunity then, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then of course, if she still hasn't said yes, what's the last chance? Well, not necessarily last, but
Before you
the
close
day you close your show. Are you gonna talk to her about it again one more time?
Yeah, with the kit credit.
Okay. So really, you can talk to her about the kit credit at any point in this whole process, whatever feels comfortable for you. But I don't think it hurts to let her know about it right off the bat. But definitely be offering that at the end, because this is now her chance to decide if she's going to take that credit. And who can tell us what's the credit?
$25,
Bless
$50.
25 or 50. Okay, they get a choice, right? Can they use it on only one of the kits or
All the kits.
all the kits? So they can use a $50 credit on the
109 kit.
Oh my gosh. So she can get her kit for 50, what? Who did that?
59.
59, thank you. All right. Now, how, and when I say how, can we offer the opportunity to our hosts? I'm talking about what are the different ways that you can actually communicate with your host about the business? Does that make sense? Like, for example, are you putting something in her packet?
It's gonna go in her packet, maybe a text that you send her.
Okay, good.
Facebook message.
Thank you. Facebook messages. What other ways? I mean,
Face to face.
Yeah, every one of my packets has the Life Tastes Great on there. And it should be getting better at this. It's calling up my host, saying that you should have gotten your packets in the mail. Did you see that orange flyer? Have you looked at the orange flyer? And then just briefly say on the back of that flyer is our 3 kit options. This could be your party. You know, and then let her know that we'll come back and we'll talk about it again, you know, after she's gone over and looked at it, or just, you know, make sure that she does look at it. Always put in a kit coupon in front of it. So like I kind of have like half my packets. I do like this side is going to be for the host, that side's for the guest in my folders. So I do one catalog. I do Life Tastes Great. I do the kit coupon. On the other side, I do 2 other catalogs with the wish list, and then I do like the mini catalogs and the receipts. But I keep the kit coupon with the Life Tastes Great. And during the party, you can always say, you're just one order away from earning $25 off your next kit.
right?
Or, you know.
So I've even heard of some people when they talk to their host about host benefits that they always talk about that first.
Yes.
That kit credit is the first thing they talk to them about before the free stuff and the half price and the 60% and all that. Right.
Yeah, when they were saying, was it in our call this past weekend, y'all, that they were saying that it's a host benefit to get an advantage in the business by getting that coupon.
Absolutely. It's very much a major host benefit. So we talked about the host materials that you put in your packet. Good old telephone. How about text messaging? So like, you know, it's the same thing, whether you're talking about the business opportunity or just host coaching in general, there's all the different avenues that you can communicate with your hosts. Facebook private messages, and then of course the good old fashioned face-to-face. Does anybody do that anymore?
It's been a long time since I've done face-to-face, but
I used to do face-to-face meeting with my host at least one time when the very first thing, instead of doing a phone call, I did a meeting. And not everybody would do it, you know, because sometimes your schedule just doesn't mesh. But I'll tell you what, when I
can't
did
you
that,
meet for coffee and take that as a tax deduction?
Yeah. Woo.
I remember back when I started, that was the preferred method of host coaching. So that not only did you know where her house was, because there was no
GPS.
Waze on my phone, but you also had an idea of her kitchen layout. So you could be like, so when we do your party, we're going to set da. But I was just like, I don't have the time to do that.
And
but
so
when you did,
when you could, and if you can, and you.
But you do still kind of drive some of your host packets like to people's houses occasionally, right?
I've done that.
I've done that. I've dropped one off at somebody's house before.
Would you ring and run?
I put it in their mailbox.
I'm kind of, yeah. I'm like,
but I did. I dropped it off in their mailbox.
But think about it. If you had to invest 20 or 30 minutes, okay, and it made a huge
$1,000 party
in your party, isn't it worth it? Yeah.
I did my first 2 parties. They were both virtual, but I actually did both of them face to face because they're the only 2 people I know here. So I physically sat down with them and I was like, okay, so here's kind of what we're gonna do. And
that's awesome.
That's great. And you
There's
had
the only
success,
time
right?
I had to do it, but
I mean, but couldn't you do that via
it
FaceTime?
wasn't that, but I enjoyed it because it was
Good point.
not mommy time. It was like adult time because I don't.
Yeah. So you could, you know,
And they were like,
it's what works for you, but that's another opportunity. Okay. All right. So going forward, and this is the last one. And we actually touched base on some of this already, but what resources does Pampered Chef provide to help make it easy for us to recruit our hosts? So you already talked about the brochure, the Life Tastes Great opportunity brochure. So, you know, order those on your supply order form. And we talked about the kit credit coupon, which is where, how do you get that? How do you get that?
Free product.
No, how do you get it?
No, you go online, you pull up the PDF from somewhere on the website, I can't remember exactly.
Okay.
I just know
The kit credit coupon.
But then you
Okay.
save it in your files, so
Right.
you never have to go find it again.
And we're going to talk about where you find that here in a second. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Okay, recruiting cards and the digital recruiting cards. Okay, so we can still order these, right?
I don't know if we can still order them, but I'm pretty sure I still have the PDF of that. That if you wanted a physical set of that, as opposed to printing off the PowerPoint that's color intense,
Okay,
you can probably still get those somewhere.
but if you don't know how to use these, get with your upline and
I'll make myself a note to look for them.
All right, this is a little bit more general, but does everybody in this room have a personal website? If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. When somebody goes to your website on the homepage, what's up there for recruiting?
Be a consultant.
Be a consultant.
Oh my God, it's so awesome.
Okay, and you can totally, without using these bad boys, just walk them through that Be a Consultant page. It's a recruiting walk.
If you don't know what that page is, take yourself 5 minutes and go look at that page, because they have revamped. I mean, the videos that are on there of the 8 different people that their stories, you just got to watch those, and at least that way you have an experience.
Right. You need to pretend like you're like a potential recruit and go look at it yourself.
Yeah.
And see what's there for them. And then of course the actual kit agreement, right? Isn't that a resource for us?
Yeah.
With some training I was listening to not too long ago that I don't know why I'm looking at you, but it's somebody you know who still takes the paper kit agreement to the show.
Yes.
Okay, and whether it's the host or it's a guest at the show, she gets them to sign that thing, because even though they're still going to do it online, something about signing that form that they become more committed to.
And I had a gal at a show recently that she told me she was going to be a kidnapper. Like, she told me straight up. But what she told me, what she was doing is when she was signing at the show, she was reading all the fine lines, like the stuff we just go next. And I usually joke, oh, it's saying it's going to take your firstborn or whatever. And so she was reading it, and the first, before you hit agree, a lot of that is about the web tools. And she was like, what are these web tools? I'm like, oh, it's your website's free for 90 days. It isn't until they hit like submit that it talks about the 1250 in 30 days and the stuff that I thought would be at the beginning of the agreement, that is actually on the back side of like the second half of what pops up. Now that does get emailed to them. Like if they are one of the people that want to read the terms and conditions, that does get emailed, but it is after you hit submit. And I just realized that in September. Because before I just said submit it, whatever. But she was reading it line for, like, I was there an extra hour after the party because she was reading it line for line.
Oh my goodness. All right. And then the last thing I have here is, and this is like a really obvious one, but if you want training on anything, where do you go? BC University. Okay. And the resources link is great for finding things like the kit coupon and, you know, the electronic version of the Life Tastes Great and this and all that other good stuff. Okay.
Like, I think we used to spend a lot of time as consultants trying to make documents and stuff to present the consultant potential or whatever you want to call the opportunity. But there's just so much other things that are already done for us that you don't need to recreate that yourself.
That's not an income producing activity.
Yes.
Casey had something really great that she shared with us when we were planning our meeting about something you can say, whether it's your host or somebody else, about what is Pampered Chef like. Do you remember?
I would say that Pampered Chef is like consider dating Pampered Chef. So date us for about 3 months, which is your 90 days. Go on a couple of dates with us, do a couple of shows. If you don't like it, you can break up, keep the engagement ring, which is your kit. And there's no messy divorce paper. There's no contracts that you're breaking or having to get out of.
I love that.
And we can still be friends.
And we can still be friends.
All right. So now that you know many good reasons why you should recruit your host, let's look at what's in it for you, right? Okay. Let's see if I can do this.
Can you do this? Okay.
Oh, goodness.
All right, who can read the first one for me? What does that say? What does the top one say?
Grow with us.
Grow with us. Okay, so the perks of recruiting your host and others is that you're going to grow your business. Okay, and what does this say?
Earn more income.
Okay, you're going to get more money. That's always good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Exclusive rewards.
Okay, like examples.
Professional Development Award, up to $100 each year.
Did you guys know that?
What does that mean?
Who knows what professional development is?
Lori, have you ever used it?
I have not. But you can take like online. I know it. It seems like it's more trouble than it's worth sometimes because you have to they have to be approved courses through Pampered Chef. So I've just never tried.
All right. Anybody know examples of approved courses?
There's usually a mad dash the last 90 days or the last 40 days of the year for us as directors. What are you using for your $100?
So is there a Franklin Covey work?
Yes, there's some
Okay.
kind of Covey.
Tag team training is approved.
Ooh.
So, okay. So I don't know how much tag team training costs, but you get $100 cost. It's not cheap. That's what I just heard.
But the point is they're going to give you $100 worth of
Development
training, right? Okay, so that's awesome. What else is on here? Can you guys read that?
Pampered Chef dollars.
Okay, well, like what kind of Pampered Chef?
Like $250 when you promote for the first time.
$250. What would that buy you? Oh,
An all
conference. An all-purpose spot. There you go. Right. Okay. I guess I better put my glasses on. What about these? We talked about more money, but just let's be more specific. 3% override on your personal team sales. Okay. So that means everything that your team sells, you get 3% on that. Right.
Woo! Love those overrides.
You also get that 3% on your personal sales. All right.
That's why as a director, we say, if you're maxing out the commission chart at 27, you get the extra 3. So you're making 30% on your own sales.
Right.
That's awesome.
Right. We got 30 Pampered Chef dollars for every personal qualified recruit. What's this thing? The $10 activity bonus.
Love that money.
Sounds.
Now we know why Tiffany says, how many members of my team were active this month? Because that's another 100 or more.
Yeah,
200.
so I had 10, I had 100, you had 9, you had 90.
Okay. that's some good money there. And then, of course, they have to qualify within their 90 days. All right, the professional development. What about career title recognition? So you get something as a symbol of your achievement. What is that?
Yes.
Okay. And this changed a little since this one came out, but it's a necklace.
It's a spoon.
Yeah.
Okay, so our Pampered Smiley spoon necklace. And then we already talked about the 250 career, the dollars. All right, exclusive perks, product samples. This is my favorite director perk. It's the product samples. Okay, so every time we have new products come out in the spring and in the fall, if you have your qualifying sales as a director, you're going to get that box or two or whatever of stuff that shows up free on your doorstep. And if you don't think that is fun and exciting, you need to like get with Tiffany and Amy when their stuff arrives and just do a little.
It is so fun. I mean, our kids now are excited when the boxes come in. Like they load my kids bring the boxes right here because they know that we're going to open them right here so they can play with them and, open them all up.
Because, we do find out at conference what they are.
Yes.
But getting them in your hands is a whole nother ballgame. And a lot of times you've already earned them through the cellophane. So now you've got like two, and now you get to decide what you want to do with that.
Like the year the Veggie Spiralizer came out, you were out of town, and I was trying to FaceTime you to show it to you. And Drew's like, oh my gosh, and then you screw it on like this, and then it turns like this. Like he was more excited than I was.
Like, Drew, don't cut off your fingers.
I was like, yes, please.
Awesome. All right. And then you have a 30% product discount, which I don't know about y'all, but I never use that. So, director exclusive training events. So at national conference and other places, we get exclusive training.
Like one time we got to have lunch with Warren Buffett. Y'all ain't had no lunch with Warren Buffett. That's all I'm saying.
I had lunch with Warren Buffett. I mean, it wasn't like right next to him, but I don't have to tell
we could see him.
So, who was the speaker for directors at conference last year?
That was that.
Oh, some lady in her joy gratitude. I don't know.
Let's go back a year. The year before.
Was it
Rory Vaden.
Okay.
Procrastinate on Purpose.
All
That
right.
was our guest speaker.
We've had huge, big time names. We've
Had Stephen Covey.
Jim Rohn. Anybody know who Jim Rohn is?
Maxwell. How about we have
John Maxwell?
Do we have John Maxwell?
I don't think we're that important. Really?
I don't remember if we had John Maxwell. We've had like almost
We've had some good people.
some serious big name heavy hitters.
Yes.
The
Go for No
people.
The Go for No.
The Go for No.
Yes.
people.
What are the Go
John
for No?
Gordon.
John Gordon is who I'm thinking of. The bus.
And the Go for No people, whose names I don't know. I just know they're called Go for No people.
Go for no people.
And the Jack Canfield
Canfield.
sidekick.
Okay, yeah.
Canfield.
I can't remember. Anyway, the guys. There's three guys: Les Hewitt, Jack Canfield, and Mark Victor Hansen.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it
The
was
chicken for the soup.
people?
Yeah.
Yeah, Les Hewitt, I think, was our speaker
Okay.
one year. Okay. Anyway, special recognition at home office events and meetings, which of course is great. So like, there's always like extra gifts and stuff for directors.
And a party.
And a party. How about the party?
Pajama party.
Pajama party. The year before it was
80s.
Party.
Oh my God, 80s. All right.
So
So
much fun.
the last thing here is that when you join, you have opportunity. So how many of y'all are in less than 90 days in this room? And online? Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Reach
So
your hand
do
up
y'all
high,
know
Gio.
about fast track? You know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay. That means that if you promote to director in your first 90 days, you are part of what they call the fast track program, and you can get $500 cash, okay, for promoting to director in your first 90 days. Another $500 when you maintain your directorship for the 3 months, okay? So now we're at 1,000, right? And then if you promote to advanced director within your first 6 months, you get another $1,000. So you could make an extra $2,000.
And that's cold hard cash.
That is just like, I don't know anybody else that does that. You don't get those kind of bonuses at your day job, right? All right. So, was that the last one?
Yes.
Okay.
So I had to cut off.
So
part.
just so you guys, we want you guys to be aware that there are perks for you. Is that why we recruit? No, we want to recruit to help people, right? Because we all are very philosophical about being good. But
But the truth is, there's something in it for you, so maybe you ought to be thinking.
Well,
about
like,
it.
and for example, I've had someone say, like, if you give me this show, oh, what are you going to get out of it? Don't worry, I'll be fine. Like, that's, you know, when somebody's worried about, they took a show for me or they took customers for me because they decided to join Pampered Chef, it's totally okay. There's plenty of perks that go along with that. Okay, so don't let them feel guilty that, you know, that they've decided to sign. Does that make sense? Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, there you go.
All right, so next up we have announcements, which is going to come from Amy. You can sit over there, you can sit over here, you can go wherever you want.
I'm not gonna throw candy at you because our butts are all too big and we have Halloween candy. But I got stuff to throw at you. Yes,
Yeah,
you do.
she did. She's the one that brought chocolate.
That was in a muffin. What muffins? Anyway, but I have goodies. You just can't eat. Well, you could eat it. I don't know. I'm gonna throw stuff at you, so just keep your head on a swivel, girl. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about. So you know, home office sends emails out, right, to your customers. Okay, and you know they post on their page and on their blog, right? Did you know that they tell you every single date and every single topic so that you don't repeat what they do? Did you know that? Where do you find that information? Raise a hand. The stir. The stir. I was raising my hands. Let me get your head on a swivel. That's okay. And so here's what I say. That's a season's best from season's past. Quit whining. From season's past. That's one of the vintage collection. Okay.
She cut me.
You're fine.
I will cut you.
I will cut you. I will cut you. Rude. I will cut you.
Squeak, squeak.
All
Squeak.
right. So cookie cutters are available. Which months and for how long?
November, Christmas.
I'm gonna throw one right at your face. We had this last month. We're gonna do this again. I saw your hand first.
I'm gonna pass it to Kristen.
Okay.
Now.
Christmas
through-
cookie cutters.
Yeah, down through December 31st.
Okay, but and for how long though? Because there's a special caveat to that.
While supplies last.
Supplies last.
So while supplies last.
Okay.
Heads up.
I caught it.
All right. So let's see. What does that mean? Okay. All right. All right. So there is one place to find all that, because this is like not only our best-selling season, the season with a lot of dates that we have to remember, and it's all in one place. Where can you access all of this information? Does anybody know?
Consultants
Anyone know?
Corner.
It's on the website, or you save it.
Well, it's on the web. That's a duh question, and your hand's not up. You had a hand. What? You know what it's
Consultant's
called?
Corner.
But
what is it called?
But there's a thing. There's a thing. It
Market
hasn't made.
image.
Don't talk, Casey. All right. So I'm getting the cookbook this time. From Consultant's Corner, and one of the frequently visited links on the left-hand side, there is the holiday info guide. You need to the hig. She's done a great day with it. Hashtag hig.
Oh, that is nice. That is a nice one. The hig.
You need to go there because it's not just like one little thing. It is a plethora. Do you like that word? Of information. Now, PLETHORA. So it's got some date. It's got a link because there's so much information. It doesn't just have your shipping dates. It has a link to the shipping dates. It has a link to the holiday gift guide. It has a link to holiday marketing imagery. It has a link to so many things. You need to go there and investigate and play around a little. Okay, give yourself 15. All right. Does anybody know the cutoff for Thanksgiving delivery? Because that's a new one. That's a new one. All right, Kristen.
November 10th.
November 10th.
Which is Friday. That's the
Is
day
that
I
the
was
same one
thinking
you
of,
have
Friday.
before? Because I have a bunch. Okay, good. All right. Okay, so yes, and it will be delivered on November 22nd. All right, which is cutting it a little close. Does anybody know the shipping cutoff for party orders? Raise a hand.
For what?
For what? Thanksgiving.
Oh, for
Christmas.
Christmas. I'm sorry. For party orders. I thought I read it and I thought you knew.
December 15th. No?
Nope.
December 12th.
Nice guess.
Nope. Your hand. Where is the hand? Does anybody know?
Not a rule follower.
Okay, what is it?
The date after Star Wars comes out.
Oh
Which is
12-18.
Oh!
12 kind of boobs.
Could you catch it?
12-18.
Catch it?
the
Now,
boobs.
really, 12-15 is a safer bet for you because 2 reasons why.
green by 15.
Okay, so 3 reasons.
Green
Green by 15. All right, come on. You got one? What else?
Just
You should think faster. What?
I don't know if it's going to count for you, but nobody wants to work the last 2 weeks of the year.
Okay, so because you don't want to run into problems that'll make
Yeah,
you
that.
into the thing. Plus, what else is good about the 15? Yes.
Get your commission.
I was
Commission!
gonna say, what is today, people?
Heyday.
Today's payday.
Heyday.
Right before Christmas,
All right.
too.
Does anybody know? Well, I'll just tell you these because I'm about to run out of cookbooks because I'm throwing them out all over the place. So if you have online orders, the cutoff is 12/19, but it'll be delivered on 12/23. So just so you know that.
That's regular delivery at your normal
Yeah.
online 8:25.
Yes, you
Does
can
that
pay
include-
more.
Does that include smart posts?
Faster.
They cut off
guarantee.
smart posts about the. I don't remember. I'll ask Ron, but it's usually
Yes.
like the 7th or something. That
Yeah.
They do not use smart posts in December.
Yeah, when they say they guarantee delivery, they guarantee.
So where do we go? First off, hold on, pause.
Yep.
Where do we go to complain about smart posts?
You can't just get past it.
What is
Well, smart post is if your package
bathroom?
weighs less
Or-
than 9 pounds, it takes longer to get shipped to you.
Because it goes smart post.
Because
So
it
it's
goes
like
smart
it's
post.
like
Smart
USPS.
It's the slower version of FedEx.
They
But-
send it on a horse with a mailman.
It's Kevin Costner! It's Kevin Costner!
But it's the
It's
same
like not
thing.
even snail mail. It's like a snail mail with salt. Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
for my-
So if you order something heavy, like we have done, like we talked about one time, like we needed, didn't you need catalog or something? And you purposely ordered something heavy so that she weighed the amount of a mini catalog package to get the catalog to her faster. It's the same thing. That's why we do a group supply order, so it's heavier.
But,
All right.
but the people still pay the same amount in shipping.
They
every
do,
year.
but it averages out. So
Yeah.
like if your customer buys $500 worth of no, I'm gonna have to say this, $99 worth of stuff, or she buys a thong for $750 from Victoria's Secret, it's still gonna be $725 regardless.
No, that's
So-
not what costs more. I'm saying something right now. That's
So
shipping,
that's
right?
why, like, whenever I'm explaining shipping to people, the priority envelopes are what, $665?
Yeah.
Okay, and you can only fit whatever fits in there. And then it is, if you look at it from a business perspective, it is an average. They're making sure that they cover their hygiene
Yeah.
on all of that.
So, one thing to be aware of, especially for those of you that are virtual, Alaska and Hawaii, their cutoff date for Christmas delivery is 12/12. So don't mess around with that. Okay, it's straight out for all of it. 12/12. That's it. So just keep that in your mind. Okay,
It has to go on a boat, all that stuff. So
the horses don't swim well. Now, what are we earning this month, everybody?
Money.
$25.
Money.
Money. Paper check dollars for each $1,000 that you sell. Okay.
Not each. Is it reach?
Each 20, it's each 1,000.
Yeah, it's not like.
Oh, I thought it was you got 25 and you're done.
I did too.
No, I think it's each 1,000.
I feel like I thought I read each.
It could be it.
I'm expecting.
I'm not-
more
Casey
than
will get that
25.
answer for us. Keep going.
Go, go, go.
Okay, all right. So on that, in the HIG, holiday information guide, there is, and in today's stir, if you haven't had a chance to look at today's stir, if you already deleted, go in your trash. But it tells you how to how to get a direct link to the gift pages of the holiday gift guide. So you can post that in your virtual parties. You can send that to your customers. You can text that to your frequent holiday shoppers. It is a direct link right to those holiday gifts. Because you know what? Telling somebody a food shopper is a great gift and then showing it with a bow on top are two different things. Marketing is marketing for a reason, okay? All right, so I have one more cookbook to throw at somebody's face. Does anybody know the new Cellathon levels for December and January's free-for-all? Not Cellathon, but free-for-all levels. Does anybody know the new levels? This 4. You have to get all 4. I'm not going to throw it at your face. Does anybody know? Alexis, what is it?
1,000, 2,000, 3,500, 6,000.
Yes. 1,000, 2,000, 35, and 6 is it.
And that's
All right.
December.
That's December.
And
December
January.
January.
Yes.
It's same for both.
Yes.
And so, I mean, you've got an amazing host special in December. Anything you want 60% off. You have an amazing host special in January. Go, go, go. So book it up, make that stuff, get your freebies. What you got, Casey?
November, you will earn 25 Pamper Chef dollars when you submit $1,000 in commissionable sales this November.
Oh.
Period.
Oh,
Yeah, just once.
I'm so sad.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
I'm expecting more money.
Hey, it's a gift.
I think someone does $21,000.
I'm
I
gonna,
know, right?
I'm gonna go sell my rock crop carrier for $30.
Yeah, okay, all right, so 25 is it, but you know what, 25, go right towards that all-purpose pot. So this little sheet is out there every month. You need to check this out and mark off the dates for all of our meetings for the year to come. Casey had posted, I believe it was 2 weeks ago, all of our upcoming meeting dates she posted on the team page. So you could probably search for that. Just search for Casey's name. It's in a graphic so you can see it.
It's super cute.
Most of the time it's the first Tuesday of every month. And if you want me to shout them out right now, I will really quickly. It's January 9.
I'm gonna repost it.
Okay, just
It's okay. So yeah, there you go. The only times we're deviating from the first Tuesday is January, April, May, July.
half the time.
So the only
There's like
time.
these weird holidays they
And
throw in
September.
there.
That's it. So yeah.
And December.
Oh, and December. Yeah. Well, we don't really know that for sure though.
Half the time we are not on the first Tuesday.
But generally in there.
Half the
We're
time
always
we're not
gonna-
here all the time.
We're always going to be on a Tuesday except for December. Now, this December, we're on a Monday, and that's what's been. So we kind of feel confident to say that December 2018 will follow the same. However, until they tell us, we don't know. But this year, December 4, we will be here. There will be pizza. They will be telling us about the trip. You will not want to miss it. Because guess what? December 31st, midnight, click, 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 kiss whoever, have some champagne, whatever.
Submit some
We
shows.
all start at the same 0. Everybody has the same chance to earn that trip.
And it's not win, it is earn. Everyone who earns it
Who's
gets
going
it.
with me?
Yes.
Who's going with
We
me?
don't even care where we're going. I'm going.
I just don't want you to get in my bed again. That's all I know.
You can get in my bed then.
And what do we have to eat on our December meeting, Amy?
Why, we just said that. Pizza.
Pizza.
They're having pizza. Yes, it's my favorite meeting of the whole year. I'm so excited. I can't wait.
And we usually do a $5 bucket. Everybody brings $5 and we order pizza.
Yes, a lot of pizza. I love pizza. All right, so any questions about announcements?
I accidentally put the wrong, I don't think this has been updated. And this might just be the issue
Yeah.
with we're having. The November Green by 15 is November 21, because on this old one I have October.
Oh.
November 21 is our Green by 15 celebration. And then I don't have the link yet for the November meeting to RSVP yet. So I will get that out there once I create it.
I mean December.
For the
December meeting, yes.
She's stuck in
Oh,
there.
the other date that we just found out about is January 29th is going to be the spring launch.
So are we?
So we haven't decided as a group yet because it's going to be really hard to do January recognition on January 29th when the month is not done. We've run into that a couple times.
So just show of hands, how many of you would come
2 Tuesdays
Monday
in a row.
the 29th and then the following Tuesday, February 6th?
Wouldn't we just be watching the video?
Yeah, we're just
Yeah,
watching
we
the
just
video on
watched
the
the video and
29th.
found out new products and maybe had pizza.
Yes! Because nobody's dieting in January.
Like you don't have to bring food, you don't have to bring your staff.
It's just to watch the
show up
video
and
as
watch.
the company watches the video all together.
I could bring margarita.
And so you
I've got a few more hands.
Okay, then we'll make sure that happens. She's never had a margarita.
Oh snap! We're having margarita.
Yes.
Shirley Templesburg, I got you.
Okay, you got it.
That is so
That's
cute.
good.
That is precious.
her cherry might be spiked.
All right, so
We good?
before, yeah, and don't forget, we have a raffle bag if you need raffle tickets, and the raffle tickets are, say it, because I can't do it.
1 for 2, 3 for 5, 10 for 10.
All right, so we have our raffle bag of product. That's the bucket Casey's got. If you brought a catalog to donate to the catalog drawing packet basket, I don't even know what word I'm trying to say. Winner takes all. I also have the drawing for last month. We filled out the Cooking for Books thing. So every time you bring a recipe to a team meeting, you get your name on the poster board, and then we draw a winner for that. So we have 4 drawings tonight. because we have raffle bag, catalog, cooking for books, and green by 15.
Also, you know what I'll say is I think that for your raffle tickets,
How are you gonna win? You rip them and put them in the bucket.
I think for your
I am ripping your
raffle,
tickets.
you should do whatever it was, 10 for 10. And if you get paid $20, you could do a wingspan, is what I think. Have you ever done that? I think.
Yeah, we do that at the
Arm length.
retreat in Pennsylvania. She
There you
always
go.
does a wingspan.
Arm length.
Marianne always does that. Yeah, we go long. Oh, if you guys have been paying attention, see the sweatshirt Lori has on? That's what we got last time for going to the retreat. So it's aqua with royal blue, and it's a shell, and it has PC on it. And then on the back, it has the royal blue on the back, and it doesn't say something like "seize the day," but it's SEAS. Seize the day. Yes, they always do cute little punny things. So Alexis and I got that shirt the time before, and we got aprons that year too. So they like to give us gifts when we go on the retreats. So, all right. So while y'all are doing that, anybody else got a catalog to go in the blue ticket?
Yeah, we're supposed to have. Stacey, what you got? Got it?
Anybody got blue? Got a blue? Got a blue?
Baby, my kids have robbed me blind this week.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. 2, 3, 0, 1, 5, 8.
Damn, that's
All right, catalogs for you. Enjoy to replenish your stash. Awesome, awesome. All right, next up, we'll do cooking for books, which means I have to go in the catalog, go outside. And actually, would you like 10 Seasons Best? Does that work for cooking for books?
Whatever you give us is free.
You like it? Okay, so this winner, oh, they're coming out here, is, do we let them win if they're not here?
Yeah.
Okay,
No. Yeah, no.
Oh yeah, definitely ain't going.
All right, so this one says Ashley B. Is she coming back?
I mean, I don't know if she'll be here.
So you have to.
Will you see her?
I think you have to be present to win.
Okay. All right,
I
this
think
one.
that's what we always said.
This one says Debbie S. She's not here.
She's supposed to be here.
She was supposed to be here. This one says Casey M.
It's me.
All right, it's me. All right, so there's our Cooking for Books winner. All right, so we'll put
Hey,
that
we
in
don't
the
have the
trash.
chart for everybody to sign up for this month.
No, we do. It's in the other room.
I put it
Oh,
over
you put 'em over.
in
Okay,
there.
yeah.
I have an extra nail just kind of chilling, so I put it over there. All right, so then where's my green bucket with my green ticket?
It's out the door.
I get it. Oh.
All right, are we all
This is our
satisfied
do
with
and
these
tell.
orange tickets?
Or do and tell.
All right, yes, do and tell. So those people who are online, y'all got their tickets, right? So you did Laura's, you did Courtney's. You have Courtney's tickets. You have Laura's tickets. All right, so the winner, chicken dinner of the do and tell. Oh, that one fell out, so we'll use that one. It jumped right out of my hand.
Oh my god.
5, 9, 0, 8,
Shit.
2,
Yeah.
6.
Hold on.
Woo, Kristen! Excellent.
I tried, Courtney. I'm sorry.
She tried. Oh, where's my box? That's over here. All right, so for our do and tell winner, you get a shopping spree to Target.
Woo!
For $5.
$5 shopping spree.
Because I have a $10
What?
I'm so excited.
All right, if for some reason this comes back and it doesn't work, let me know.
Okay.
But like I bought a bunch at one point in time digitally, so I just want to make sure.
Okay.
All right, so then next up we have our orange tickets, which is for our product raffle bag. So that's kind of hiding right here. Look, it's in a pretty bag too.
Ooh.
It's like ready for a New Year's Eve party. All right, you ready? Winner, orange ticket dinner is 7, 6, 3, 5, 0, 8.
Oh,
Yay!
All right, what you got?
Okay, now open it up. Show us what you got.
Open it in front of the camera.
Oh yeah, let me angle the camera so they can
We
see.
need to tease Zoom.
It's so bad that we have to tease them because they're not here.
It's the chef
Small ship, small ship.
Oh, I love those.
oh, they're
silk
my
one
favorite.
pretzels.
Those are awesome.
Oh, the Applewood Road.
Ooh, we used that last night in Sloppy Joe's.
Yum yum.
Ooh,
micro
the small
cooker.
micro cooker. And that's the lid. Awesome. That's your product bag. Yay. All right. Anybody else? Anything I need to cover before I let these people go that are virtually joining us? All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us virtually. We hope that you liked the recording if you're catching us on the replay. And thanks again, Lori, for joining us for our training.
You're welcome.
Yay. All right. Bye, guys. Thanks.